100.1, 100.3, 100.5, 7 and 9. Hey, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Sin and error pining till he appeared, and the soul felt its worth. A thrill of hope. The weary world rejoices, for yonder breaks a new and glorious morn. Fall on your knees, oh, hear the angels' voices, oh, night divine, oh, night when Christ was born. Oh, night divine, oh, night divine. Tree. I just want you for my own, more than you could ever know. Make my wish come true. All I want for Christmas is you. There upon the fireplace, Santa Claus will make me happy We wish you a Merry Christmas to each one of you.
Good morning and welcome to the Morning Connection, coming to you live from the Bess100 FM studios in Kingston, Jamaica. This is your host, Minett Lawrence, waiting on the other host, Pastor Percival, who I am sure is on his way. But I just wanted to give you a very cheerful Christmas good morning. All the best wishes for this Advent season to those who have joined us online and those who have joined us on air. I'm just logging on myself to see who's sending me greetings, if I'm getting my usual UK shout out from our engineer in, I was going to say the motherland, but fire on the motherland. We don't say that anymore. But from our engineer in the UK, Delroy Henry. Good morning to you, Mr. Henry. I'm just signing on, so I don't see what you're telling me yet. And good morning, of course, to those in studio with us, Engineer Lloyd and our producer. Somehow this morning, as I am exiting the door, I noticed that we're in the same two colors. Quite, I can tell you, it was not planned. But good morning to you, Mr. Producer. Hail up. You don't have a microphone open yet, so you can't join me. It's like last week this time, Pastor Percival was off taking care of matters, and you and I were on board here. So good morning all around. There is some good news on the front page of the paper this morning for the taxi drivers and for taxpayers. There's nothing like a little boost of revenue in the public coffers. The government has given those with tickets that with outstanding tickets, they have until the 31st of January to bring their affairs in order. And there's one man who says he has 101 outstanding tickets. Oh, wow. I didn't even, you hear about it, but then someone is here saying they have 101 outstanding tickets from 2013 and 2010, and for him it's a great relief. It is a wonderful thing when the people cry out and the government listens. So I give the government A+ this morning for listening, and I say to the citizens, you must know, if you ask for 6 months and you get 45 days, or you get whatever period of time you get, make the best use of it, because these things are not guaranteed. And when you get them, you must ensure that, you do all that is necessary to benefit from it. So that's the comment I am making on that subject matter this morning. I'm sure many will have things to say, but the headline is Amnesty. Cabinet offers January 31st traffic ticket payment deadline to wipe slate clean. It is a very practical and sensible decision for them to have taken. I knew that it would cause gross inconvenience all over. Not the least bit is what would happen in the courts when people show up en masse to pay their tickets, or even if they begin to go to Ellison Road to get their printout or whatever it is that we need to do. Sometimes it just makes sense for us to take a practical decision and one that shows great consideration for the citizen. So A+ to the government for responding, because not only does it make sense and not only does it display mercy, but it is a practical and a beneficial decision. Now they can say that traffic ticket concession could reap millions of dollars for the Treasury, as Justice Minister Delroy Chuck said in July that more than 1 million traffic tickets remain outstanding over the last 5 years. So if you imagine that each traffic ticket is $5,000, let's just say there's a minimum fine of $5,000 for each traffic ticket, and he's right that it's 1 million, then that's 1 million times $5,000.
$5 billion.
It could go a distance in doing something. Anyway, Pastor Percy is here, so let me just allow him a quick word of greeting. Your time.
I feel like a fire shut up in my bones. Sound like that's what was happening to you this morning.
Me?
Yes.
Really? Burning joints?
I don't know. Fire shut up in your bone.
know
You had to say it, but I feel like a fire shut up in my bones.
Oh.
Good morning, everybody. That is what was happening to my friend. A fire was shut up in her bones.
I have
She
no
needed
idea
to.
what that even means.
You don't remember the prophet?
I know the prophet said it, but I
Yes,
don't know what he
needed
was
to
feeling.
say. You never know what him feel. You never
What
felt
he
that
was
before in your
feeling.
life, like a fire shut up in your bones. Oh, God is good. God is great. God is awesome.
They said it was arthritis.
No, it's not no arthritis. We give that up
dear
even
Lord.
now, Father, in the name. You know, I am just so very.
You're bubbling.
No, man.
No, you look like you have a fire somewhere.
No, man.
Good morning, Percy.
Something has to give.
Yeah.
And I woke up this morning with the song in my heart. The blessing is upon you.
Aye.
The
Wow.
blessing upon you. And so we are so grateful that, and I keep declaring it, and I've come to a simple realization, which is this. God is in control of his world in the midst of everything that is happening round about you. Him still around things. Amen. I saw the time break, the time signal.
Oh, you mean we're no longer on air?
No, the time signal. Yes, that.
6:31. We'll be right back.
A difference you can hear, a difference you can feel.
Bess FM-100 on your dial. Keep listening.
Seniors, the Ministry of Labor and Social Security is advising that the November 2022 payment under the Social Pension Program is now available for collection. Check your text messages to confirm your payment arrangements. For further information, call 876-922-8007. The Social Pension Program, caring for our elderly. A message from the Ministry of Labor and Social Security, providing opportunity, stability, and social protection.
For a better choice in all your electrical supplies, A, authorized 3M dealer and better brand names. B, better service including free island-wide delivery. C, all major credit and debit cards accepted. It's ABC Electrical Sales, shop number 8, Hagley Park Plaza, Kingston 10. Open Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m., Saturday, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. We make your electrical jobs as easy as ABC. Call 754-382-528 or fax 754-3659. ABC Electrical Sales, for a better choice.
Half a tree, 100, half a tree. Bossy, how we do I take taxi star?
Jano, I want to tell you, say, 2 months now, my transmission mash up, and me check everybody and can't hear nothing positive.
Yeah, hear me? Yeah, waste all that time I shop around and never call the experts. Winters Auto have them. Them have over 35 years of experience and them diagnose the problem and get back your transmission brand new. For them service excellent and efficient. Trust me, man. Yeah, hear me? Call them at 929-7040 or go to them at 106 Maxfield Avenue, Kingston 13 and talk directly to the boss. Just tell them I'm me send you.
Wow, you big star. Yeah, man, respect my boss.
I try calling her, cause trust me.
Winters Auto Spares and Repairs, good afternoon.
Ah, what a relief.
And love more, 'cause you open up the door.
Live, camera, volume. Live it up Fridays on Bess100 FM. 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. with I, Ibi Lion, each and every Friday, giving you the better vibes heard everywhere.
Bess100 FM is the authentic voice of Jamaica, promoting your prosperity with better vibes and better music. Let us promote your goods and services for you. Advertise with us. For more more information, call our office at 876-276-8935. That's 276-8935.
The Morning Connection is not your usual talk show. We aim to stimulate discussion and chart new paths to self-empowerment. So please join us, Minett and Percy, on The Morning Connection, Mondays to Thursdays, 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. on Bess100 FM.
It's good, it's better, but nothing beats.
Wow, the blessing is upon you.
You want to sing a note of it?
No. No. The blessing is upon you, which continues to be the song in my heart, the theme in terms of this Advent season, this Christmas season. We were a Christmas card. We were in what? Darkness until Jesus came. So, and when he comes,
we were under the law.
We're
under the law is darkness.
Not even under the law. There's a Christmas carol that I'm trying to remember.
That summarizes that condition.
The condition we're in, and then light comes into the middle of the darkness to lift us up out of where we are. And from that moment, we were, all of humanity, not just some, all of humanity was reconnected with the God who loves them very, very much. So that has been the song on my heart. That yesterday I said it, glory to God in the highest heaven and on earth, peace, goodwill to all men, not some men, but to all men. That is God's declared intention to mankind. His mercy, his goodwill is extended to all men. But the question always remains, will you respond to it in terms of what it is that he has extended? So the people that have been in darkness have seen a great light. Does that sound familiar to you?
Yes.
The people that in darkness have seen a great light. And the light came, but the men did not understand what was happening. That's in 1 John 1. And the light shines on in the darkness, and the darkness did not understand it, or overpour it, or absorb it, or appropriate it, and is unreceptive to it. That is what happened, but this light is still shining. The light is still shining even today for every single one of us. And we have been saying the entrance of light. The entrance of light brings knowledge. And we will not perish in this nation because of lack of knowledge. What do you think?
We will surely perish.
No, do you think there is lack of knowledge? Yeah, I think even this amnesty that is there this morning, I think the government saw the light. What do you think?
They did see the light.
They did see the light.
And the light was shining from 2 points and converged. One, of course, is just out of necessity and practicality.
Right. Mm-hmm.
You know that a run on your institutions is a cost that everybody would have to bear, and it was proving to be unbearable.
You mean on the courts?
On the courts, on the tax office.
Mm-hmm.
It is people who have to carry that strain when we sit on our high horse and be unreasonable about things. Yes. It's other people who carry the strain of our excessive behavior.
Mm-hmm.
So one as a matter of practicality and also revenue. Whoever turns down revenue, people step up and say, I will pay, give me time, I'm ready.
Mm-hmm.
Come on. You don't say no to that. That's one. And then the other is we administer power with mercy and compassion always in our scope. can never be too heavy-handed in whatever it is we're doing. That is a principle that you just can't ignore. You ignore it at your peril. Let's put it that way. And there are so many precedents for how God treats with that type of behavior. He says he will terrify the terrifier. So you fall in love too much with your job and too self-righteous about the punishment that you have been appointed to execute. In the day of your judgment, and everybody have a day of judgment, in the day of your judgment, the same measure that you use will be used with you. So if you're mean and you said scamooging yesterday.
Scamooging, yes.
Scamooging. Yeah, if you're mean and horrible in what you're doing, just expect you're going to get the same. And the same honor you give, you will receive. So if you are empathetic and compassionate and merciful, and even when you're doing something that is tough for the citizen to bear, you are careful in explaining it, and you make allowance. You give them a chair to sit down, even as you give them the big bill, so they don't crash to the ground and injure themselves. One day, when it is your time, you will get the same treatment. So the amnesty it makes sense, and I'm glad that the government
has listened
and did something, although so many persons were speaking against it and seeing it as another sign of lawlessness and disorder in the society, that these people break the law and get ticket and then they must step up and ask for time. As if you can't be convicted of a crime and still plead for mercy. Come on. Right.
And
they saw the light. And for me, especially on a Wednesday, when we normally do our declarations, and when we talk about the balls of compassion be opened, and when we talk about people being treated with dignity and respect, it is a little glimmer of hope. It is a little pinpoint of light in the fabric of darkness.
In terms of light, push away darkness.
Pushing away something.
It's like if you go into a dark room with a flashlight.
Yeah. All your enemies can see you.
All the enemies can see you, but
because you have the light.
It's the darkness, but that's all right. That's all right. We walk.
They need to see you anyway, because you have to infect them with your light and salt.
Yeah, but it is what it is, and we give thanks. I don't see, when you say victory, it means that somebody lose. I think of it as a win-win. No, in some people's mind, the fact that I'm victor, it means that somebody has lost.
But not me, because I'm claiming victory.
No, but I'm just saying in the way that people see it.
Really?
You have a discussion. I mean, win the argument, that means the other person lose the argument. That's how it go.
I don't think about the other person.
No, I mean that is your.
I've won.
No, but that is what I'm saying to you, my sister. In the course of discussion, and I'm just taking the point of view from a counseling perspective. You spoke about what does the courts do again? Mediation.
Yes.
And you spoke about people having a dispute.
Right.
Now, if you're having a dispute, and at the end of it, you're a winner and a victor, as you would say it.
Not me, is you saying it, because in my world, we can have two winners.
That's what I'm. No.
That's where you're going.
No, that's what I'm saying. You can have two winners, but some people saying I win, you lose, and if you are in a discussion or argument with somebody, and the person feel like nothing at the end of it, it doesn't further your cause. So what you try to do is that when you are trying to bring a resolution, you do everybody wins. It's a win-win situation in terms of what happens. That's what I'm talking about.
Okay, because
no, because some people think, no man, I'm not giving up the thing, and I'm saying, hold on, are you not hearing what the person is saying? And this happens too, when you're doing counseling with people. Like two people have a dispute, a couple comes in, and the other person not seeing the other person, what the other person trying to say, and there's no push to get understanding, to put yourself in the other person's shoes. When you put yourself in the other person's shoes, you know what happens to you? You become somebody of mercy, because you are asking yourself, if I was in their position, what would I want them to render to me? even know that I have committed an offense. You understand what I'm saying?
I understand what you're saying, and I was really vibing with you on it, because I know in the way I look at the world, I know that my giving you what you want doesn't necessarily mean that I lose something. I know the things which when I give to someone, it takes away from me in a way that causes a loss to me. I know those things, separate from what it means if I allow you to be happy about something. I can, and I frequently do it. I yield to a point that is being made, even if I don't share the same perspective, simply because of how important it is to you.
True.
It takes nothing from me, and sometimes it's not even something I was looking at.
True.
But I sense that you're reminding us that it's not every confrontation that requires a painful yielding.
Right.
You can step on your foot and you're vexed because I never tell you,
Sorry.
I didn't acknowledge you. Me acknowledging you takes nothing from me. But if you go on to smack me and then now the original offense may even get forgotten in what we are doing as a consequence.
Yes,
right. And, many times we talk about, do we go back to the history? Like yesterday, a caller said, people need to let go of the 70s, or some people are still carrying trauma from the 70s regarding guns and who put guns in the hands of citizens, the politician and the guns. And I was listening to it and saying, yes, there is a need to not carry like a grudge and a he said, she said, your fault, my fault kind of narrative into current day happenings. But at the same time, it's important to know the beginning of a thing. One, so you don't repeat it. Two, so those who are actors in it can reflect on how it began and realize that either they were abused, misled, taken advantage of in some other way, and you don't want that to happen again. You see, we may think like right now there's at least one MP who said all eligible citizens should get a firearm permit, and I guess he would force, though he would be forcing them to take up arms. Now, a person might may say that's a good idea, and join that call without recognizing that. And when they join it, they may say, this is pursuant to citizens having an entitlement to secure themselves against predators. And see it as an expression of freedom. And like in the US, you hear them talking about the right to bear arms, and they treat it as if it is the right to life.
They put it in the same.
They put it at the same level as one of their fundamental rights. It's a right to life. When you examine it, and you recognize that the beginnings of it was the necessity to be in a position to safeguard your territory at a time when there was no state-funded security, people were not united on some common principles for public safety. A marauding band of thieves could just come into your homestead, pillage, rape, plunder, whatever, and you could not be comfortable or confident that anyone would come to your aid. And those of us who used to watch frontier movies and see Native Indians and the pioneers, go at it as the land was being stolen. We never even know the land was being stolen. We associate ourselves with the people who looked dressed in a fashion that was familiar to us, and we never realized that we should have been associating ourselves with the Indians. But you understand what I'm saying? And you create this narrative, this context of securing yourself and protecting yourself against primitives. And that becomes the foundation of your protection for that right going forward. In Jamaica now, if you are calling for persons to be armed, what you're doing is conceding victory to the lawlessness that has supplanted the order that should come with a police force that is effective, security leadership or ministerial leadership and administrative leadership that is effective and that is competent and consultative and does its job for the people. That's what we'd be doing, When we say we are going to arm ourselves, we're conceding defeat.
Mm-hmm.
No, this is not like one of that situation you were talking about where when you concede a point, you are giving to the other side generously and losing nothing.
Okay.
If we concede defeat to the thieves, criminals, organized crime, however you want to summarize it, when citizens say, well, I better go get my own gun,
mm-hmm.
You're really saying that the police can't do it, the state can't do it, I am on my own. And once you begin to think in that way, I'm putting it to you now, the psychology student, once you take away that responsibility from the state,
mm-hmm.
it becomes easy for you to take something else. Say, all right, they
wrong.
can't give me security. They can't give me housing. They can't give me education. They can't give me health. And before you know it,
the government not worth anything.
the government is an inconvenience and an expense and a bother. And you will not want to pay taxes. You won't want to participate in what they're doing. So we have to fight that urge to concede defeat on some critical points. I was very unhappy to hear what the Commissioner of Police was saying in response to the Indicom report.
What did he say?
He didn't say much, and that's part of the complaint. But the first thing he did was to attack Indicom.
That's what he did. But the commissioners always do that. Isn't that what they do?
No, Indicom is doing its job.
Mm-hmm.
He says Indicom is perpetuating a false narrative about the competence of the force, and he says it's a report that has at the back of the report there are over 200 cases, and Indicom didn't point out that every incident of police shooting is taken through a long process, and most of them says no trial, makes no recommendation for further action against the police, the officers.
Mm-hmm.
So he's saying that it doesn't tell the full story. What more do we want to hear except that you have 129 killings by the police, in a high percentage of them no weapon recovered or nothing was on the person, and that there are 14 officers who have a starring role in at least 30, I think about 30 of the 129 deaths that occurred in a 12-month period.
Like a recurring theme.
Yes.
So that is like you check on something and say, okay, let's begin to separate what is there. I keep seeing this person saying something is wrong.
Something is there. Who wouldn't? First thing is, I would say that anybody on my staff who has had to kill 10 persons in 1 year should be in therapy for his own good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I would say that's too much of a burden to put on a man. King David, beloved of God, was told, you can't build me a house because your hand's too bloody. So when we and what was he doing? He was fighting for the security of Israel.
Mm-hmm.
It's not because, except for Uriah the Hittite and who knows, one or two more. It's not that he was out there taking people's lives for his personal enjoyment or prosperity.
It was legalized.
It was legalized.
Yeah.
The man was a soldier fighting for the security and the peace of his own nation.
Mm-hmm.
And yet he was disqualified because too much killing. So now, you have a policeman, 14 of them, who are on the front line so much that they could star in the death of at least 30 citizens. Out of care for that man, you want to take him off.
To pull him
yes.
So what is happening
and
here?
You must be saying that he is suffering under this burden.
Mm-hmm.
Not so for the commissioner. The commissioner says,
Is he gaslighting him?
who gaslighting who?
The reporter, the omnibus man, moving the light from himself to somebody else and say you're at fault.
I noticed that you used the gaslighting expression at least twice in the last few days, and I'm not sure you understand it.
What is gaslighting? You probably need to explain, because somebody explained to me when they gaslight somebody.
I think you just like the expression.
Just gaslight them. Just light them
Okay,
up.
well, it has worked its way into pop culture by courtesy of a movie from, I think, in the 70s.
Why?
In which a man and his girlfriend sought to convince the wife that she was mad so they could move her out of the picture, and the girlfriend and the man could have a happily ever after. So when you gaslight someone, it's when you make them think that something wrong with them, and then we are all at one, and you start to treat the situation as though the perception of sickness is a reality.
So doesn't that fit what the commissioner is trying to
No,
do?
no, the commissioner is doing the plain old deny. He's just playing. He's just denying it.
So haven't they felt for a time that the Indicom must go away?
Oh, the police?
Yeah.
But what he did now just highlight the necessity for Indicom. It's the first time, I'm sure, this report that Indicom did explains its existence. But at the same time, to the citizen, to me as a citizen, it also denies their credibility, in the sense that what you're doing out there, is this the first time you're noticing that there are 14 policemen that you should have been saying to the commissioner, remove these men?
So that you think that's what they should have said to him from long time?
They ought to have the same thing them doing here, because these are not new facts. They did a study that look at activity over a period of time. You would imagine that every 6 months, 12 months, whatever, they would have a cycle, even for the well-being of the officers.
To say, why is it that Percy name keep coming up?
Yes.
Is Percy okay psychologically?
Even for the well-being of the officers. Yeah.
So that's what you were saying.
That's what I'm saying.
That the Percy names keep coming up over and over and over and over again. Something is wrong there. This happened here, this jurisdiction, and Percy, like Percy is in Kingston, then they say Percy in St. Anne.
And a trail of blood behind Percy.
And you see Percy going and you're asking yourself, hold on.
Yeah.
Something is wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah, because if you speak to anybody who kills somebody for the first time, whether it is in self-defense or you are
line of duty
or whatever, it stays with you. It stays with you. It stays with you. It stays with you. Yeah. It's unfortunate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So his response was a bit amateur, schoolboyish. There are some things that we keep seeing that they don't smack of maturity and good sense, and you see it at all levels of public discourse. Important matters are under discussion, and persons do a knee-jerk reaction that is like you're in the classroom and do some kind of school debate. I remember that kind of juvenile response that you typically get it from men. That's just saying. It's a.
Which is what? What is the response?
I call it juvenile.
Yeah.
An issue is on the table for discussion.
Yes.
Persons bypass the heart of the issue and they're duking it out on how it did sound. Yeah, this me. And the heart of the issue is still there. I saw this.
The heart of the issue is still there.
Yeah, the substantive issue is not being addressed. So, for example, let's take like the call for amnesty.
Mm-hmm.
A group of people in the country that provide a necessary service are up in arms about something administrative that requires attention. Whether you think them lawless, them worthless, them law-abiding, it requires attention. You have 1 million tickets on the road, it means money that the revenues could do with. And if it's 1 million tickets in the hands of 10,000 people, that is a number that would put pressure on any office or agency that has to interact with the citizens. If they come and propose something to you,
look at it.
Look at it. And look at it from all the different angles. Don't get caught up with
the side issue.
The side issue. Why they never pay it in the first place. It don't matter why they didn't pay it.
So how do we deal
how
with
are we going to deal with it?
But
that's the kind of thing.
Because remember, when it hit
bothers
us,
me.
and we spoke to the gentleman, and he was very clear from one.
Yes.
Yes. It was very clear because to my man, I asked why thing, and then he explained. He says, no, we're not saying we don't want to pay. We're asking for amnesty that we can.
There's a reason why they never paid. If they did have all the money in the world, and if they have the money and now they're afraid of reprisal or the consequence, deal with it. And listen, man, you exercise your authority, you say you have 48 days. That 48 days is better than nothing.
Yeah.
Those who can qualify will put in the effort. And after that, you know what I love about a compromise? After I have yielded and given you something that you can work with, you no longer, I have taken away your ability to say I am unreasonable.
That's what it does.
Now we can start.
So the government come out smelling good.
Smelling good. Which is a happy experience to have a smelling good government. I saw a signal from across the way. 7:01. Let's take our break.
You're simply the best. Better than all the rest. Better than anyone. Anyone I ever met. You're simply the best.
Bess FM 100.5 on your dial. Keep listening.
If asked the question, what is Jamaica's greatest achievement since independence, what would your response be? 60 years is a long time, and the country has seen many high points and attained several notable achievements during the period. Among them, fostering a spirit of entrepreneurship among citizens, as well as the ongoing development of a strong public education system. Bobsled legend and developmental economist Dr. Nelson Stokes recently joined Vaughn Davis, host of JIS Radio's discussion program Studio 58A, to discuss some of these achievements from an economic growth and development standpoint. Here is an excerpt of their discussion.
From where you sit, looking at the country, our country, and you start listing off the accomplishments and achievements that register for you, what comes to mind?
From an economics point of view, I think we have challenges, but I think among the things that we, as a country, we need to be proud of because I've seen alternative approaches, is a culture of entrepreneurship. Some people may say, well, this is just a hustle and it's bend down plaza and it's a higgler all the way up to corporate entrepreneurs. They coming out of slavery and the peasantry and having a piece of lot. You know that up to 20% of the currency that was in circulation in Jamaica immediate post-emancipation was by slaves. You know, they met the knife and fork and, you know, the cutlery and repair your horseshoes and so on. So I think up to now, that spirit of entrepreneurship is what defines Jamaicans. Now, by the way, that's the same spirit of entrepreneurship that manifests itself in scamming, which is not a good thing, right? Well, I mean, when you think of somebody with three CXC masterminding global scamming programs, it says two things: nothing wrong with the child or the person.
Absolutely.
A and B, the country needs to find a way to shepherd that enterprise, that individual enterprise, in a way that is more constructive and that benefits that person's family, community, and the country better. So I think that entrepreneurship is a big win.
The curious thing about it is that regardless of how persons feel about the abilities or maybe the opportunities that are available in Jamaica, one thing that is not in doubt is that the quality of our education system is top tier. We produce persons who can go on and sit at any table in this world at whatever.
Yes.
And so inevitably that kind of feeds into our ability to achieve economic growth or economic greatness, right?
Right.
Have the different economic successes that we've had. So from a development perspective, when you look at our education system and what we're capable of, or what we've been capable of over the years, small country that we are, tiny country that we are, producing top-tier graduates and top-tier persons who are able to go on and occupy positions of authority and leadership all across the world in every conceivable sector you can think of.
Yes.
What does that say to you?
Well, look, so there is no question that the quality of education, despite what you hear, and I'll get back to that, the quality of education in Jamaica is outstanding. And people may be freaking out when I say that. What we have is an uneven system, meaning to say that for every one person that we're, and this is us by way of an example, every one person that we are producing is leaving high school with 6 ones in Cape or whatever it is, we're leaving 100 or 1,000 behind who are struggling to read and write. But we need to start from the basis that nothing is wrong with our children, and if that there is a fault, it's a fault in our economic structure and incentives, because these same people are going overseas and excelling.
That's true.
Bobsled legend and developmental economist Dr. Nelson Stokes in an interview with host of JIS Radio's Studio 58A, Vaughn Davis. Be sure to catch the full interview on our YouTube channel. And of course, don't forget to like, comment, and share.
Imagine hearing that sound every day for the next 15 to 25 years of your life, all because you were caught with an illegal firearm. You could even face life imprisonment for trafficking, stockpiling, or manufacturing a firearm. Your life is our promise, with the freedom to thrive and prosper. Don't waste your life, Panamatic. A message by the Firearm Licensing Authority of Jamaica, an agency of the Ministry of National Security.
A production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.
A difference you can hear, a difference you can feel.
Bess FM, keep listening.
Seniors, the Ministry of Labour and Social Security is advising that the November 2022 payment under the Social Pension Programme is now available for collection. Check your text messages to confirm your payment arrangements. For further information, call 876-922-8007. The Social Pension Programme, caring for our elderly. A message from the Ministry of Labour and Social Security, providing opportunity, stability, and social protection.
It's the season of giving, and the SOS Children's Village is proudly celebrating 50 years in Jamaica. Yes, that's 50 strong years of relentless support to our nation's children. Do you have a heart to care for the less fortunate? Help us to continue to provide a safe home for the children. Donate to a worthy cause. Donate through our website at www.sos-jamaica.org or call us at 979-5850. That's 979-5850.
Looking to clean your vehicle super clean? 123 Clean Car Wash, located at 2 1/4 Osborne Road, Kingston 10. Entrance on Grove Road, below Tropical Battery. They wash and vacuum, undercarriage wash, engine wash, polish and compound, shampoo and detailing. Call them at 876-631-3400. 123 Clean Car Wash, the best in the business for a cleaner wash.
1, 2, 3, believe me, it's so easy. 1, 2, 3.
Half a tree, one and drive, half a tree. Bossy, how do I take taxi style?
Jano, I want to tell you, say, 2 months now, my transmission mash up, and I check everybody and can't hear nothing positive.
Yeah, hear me? Yeah, waste all that time I shop around and never call the experts. Winters Auto have them. Them have over 35 years of experience and them diagnose the problem and get back your transmission brand new. For them service excellent and efficient. Trust me, man. Yeah, hear me? Call them at 929-7040 or go to them at 106 Maxfield Avenue, Kingston 13 and talk directly to the boss. Just tell them I'm me, send you.
Wow, you big star. Yeah, man, respect my boss.
I try and call you, cause trust me.
Waiters Auto Spares and Repairs, good afternoon.
Ah, what a relief.
For a better choice in all your electrical supplies, A, authorized 3M dealer and better brand names. B, better service including free island-wide delivery. C, all major credit and debit cards accepted. It's ABC Electrical Sales. Shop number 8, Hagley Park Plaza, Kingston 10. Open Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m., Saturday, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. We make your electrical jobs as easy as ABC. Call 754-3825-8 or fax 754-3659. ABC Electrical Sales, for a better choice.
What should a taxi service do for you? On-Time Taxi Service is more than just a ride to the other side of town. They offer clean and spacious vehicles, reliable service, and promise to always look out for their customers. They'll come when you call and take you where you want to go on time.
From anywhere at all. You can call us on 926-3866.
We are something special on the road.
Veg Printers for all your printing needs. We specialize in calendars, flyers, brochures, and more. Call us today at 968-7506. That's 968-7506. Or visit us at 4 East Bloomsbury Road, off Hagley Park Road. Veg Printers, your best choice in printing.
This is your beloved Pastor Percy from the Morning Connection. Support our commitment to Jamaica by joining us on Wednesday mornings at 7:30 when we pray for the nation. Show us you care. Advertise with us. For more information, call our offices at 876-276-8935.
The Morning Connection is not your usual talk show. We aim to stimulate discussion and chart new paths to self-empowerment. So please join us, Minett and Percy, on The Morning Connection, Mondays to Thursdays, 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. on Bess100 FM.
It's good, it's better, but nothing beats.
All right. Welcome back, and thank you, of course, for joining the Morning Connection with your hosts, Minett and Percival, coming to you right here from Bess100 FM in Kingston, Jamaica. Always happy to have those who are in the diaspora check in with us and just spend some time hearing what's going on the rock. And of course, our invaluable listeners out there in Radio Land hustling to work. Let's see what time it is, 7:12. If you're just leaving your home, most likely you're late. So let me speak slowly and help to calm your pounding nerves as you get yourself organized for the day. We started this morning just blessing the government for allowing those with unpaid tickets, overdue tickets, sometime 48 days is what is announced, to put their house in order. We say it is a blessing because it reflects a merciful, compassionate response to the call of citizens who are having an issue. And that is what we expect from our government, that when we cry out, it is indeed what we expect from our Father in heaven. Mm-hmm. When we cry out, there should be a response that shows that you have a heart and that you are responsive to the concerns of the people. So they're getting A+ for us this morning for doing that. And of course, generous, we say
just getting a B+. I do it from the beginning. I'm the one who is normally
when you do right, you are rewarded.
Yes,
you are remembered by the right that you have done.
B+.
You are not punished because you were late. In fact, yes, that is the way of the world.
That is the way of the world.
Yeah, to punish because people late. No, you've come in and you've come in. You've come in.
You never, but you know, we just
so I give good points
on
for that.
Has happened. You remember, initially it was wrong and strong. We now do it, but not, and then it looks like good sense prevailed.
Yes,
good sense
and for
prevailed.
the benefit of the revenues too, because they will come and they will pay. So that is good.
So let me get a B+.
But more than anything else, I see it too as a possible blessing for the sector overall, because when people are impeded in their ease of movement, it affects productivity.
It does.
And it affects customer service too, because people get to work late and then cross, and overall it is just not a good thing. So I have been $1 billion, you're saying?
$5 billion.
$5 billion, right. I've been looking at, someone had asked me to look at Uber in Jamaica. And I did. And I even called the Transport Authority to get a sense of what the policy was in relation to Uber as a business in Jamaica. I want to make a few comments on it because in a short while we are going to just step back and do our prayer. Now, if you've been looking at the innovations that technology has brought to every industry, every human activity has been impacted by the advance of technology one way or another. And those who watched the rise of Silicon Valley and other places where investment in technology companies and so on became the order of the day, you will know that to every activity, there's an application using modern day technologies that becomes a business, a value add, in addition to the main activity. So, for example, in telecommunications, you've seen how technology has made it possible for you to get your video, your music, your
and it has,
it has caused a convergence of activities in a single delivery mechanism. That means you can do things cheaper and get greater value for the same activities. It's made it more accessible, and it has added a richness to the pockets of many. Right, and has caused me some trauma, but it's not about me this morning. So you've seen how technology can improve things. In the field of transportation, here is how technology has impacted things. You can now use the technology to drive the way in which people order the service. You can use it to enhance the quality of the service, meaning the customer service component of it. Just imagine you're sitting in the back of the car and you can, from the back of the car, select a movie, choose your own music, lock off communication or engage in communication with the driver. You can, in the back of the car, behave as if you're right there in your own private space. Through the use of technology, you can make phone calls. Some cars have Wi-Fi. Technology has enhanced your enjoyment of a very common service that used to be boring and time that you would say that you lose time in traveling. These days, you can log on and be at work during your travel time. You can gain productive hours through the use of technology. Similarly, the technology can enhance safety, because now there's an independent service that is tracking your movement. Meaning, you get into a car, there is a service somewhere that knows who got into the car, who is the driver, where it's going, and at any point along the way, the technology can say you are 5 minutes from arriving. If you take a different route, somebody can say, where are you going with the lady? Safety. Uber is one of there are many of other companies.
In Jamaica, some people have come like InDriver and those things.
Lyft.
Yeah.
There was one that a friend of mine was launching, and what was the name of it again, Lowell? I don't even remember. In Jamaica, that he was.
InDriver is another one.
But there are many ride share applications that use
ride share. So the ride
you share a ride.
No, meaning that I have my car and I'm
carpooling. Ride share is just another.
Right. So that is what the Uber concept is based on.
Yes. Yeah. So there are many ride share applications. The truth is, a ride share opportunity is when you and your neighbor decide that, okay, this week you take the kids and we all drop off each other or whatever, and you do a rotation. So now you can use the technology to organize it. So Uber is not a transportation company. Uber is not a taxi service. Uber is a technology company that does all the logistics. They're really a logistics company for people, moving passengers. They create a network through which persons who are interested in either being the rider or being the driver can meet and share. What they've done to give value to it, of course, is to set standards.
Oh, they set standards. I thought
Yes.
it was a money-making thing. They don't make money off it?
Every technological application involves an exchange of value.
Okay, because why I asked the question, so...
But how you make the money it's different. That's
Okay.
why I put it that way. There's an exchange of value. Some persons participate, like YouTube. When you upload your content to YouTube, you don't pay YouTube to put it there. And YouTube don't pay you to have it there. If you are able to be a platform for the promotion of goods and services for third parties will pay YouTube and YouTube will share it with you.
Okay, so like
But you could be
advertising,
sitting...
like with Twitter, when Elon Musk took it over, a lot of advertisers
Fled,
left
yes.
and then came back. Yeah.
Yeah. Because, and it's a symbiotic relationship, this environment. It's an ecosystem. Everybody will use that expression. It's because each participant in it gives value and receive value.
Okay. And so
for Uber now.
My daughter says, I took Uber. I said, you take Uber? I said, yeah, man.
She used Uber. Yeah, I mean the proper, when you understand what they are, you just use the app to find who's closest to you that can give you you can drive with, and you make a payment. Now, what Uber does that is of value, you pay through the app. Unless there's like when we were in another country, we discovered that there is a limit to the amount by cash that you can pay directly. If the ride is of a certain value, you have to pay through the app.
Okay.
If it's like, if it's $10, you can pay cash. But if it is $200, you gotta pay through the app. They're not letting no driver go pick up nobody for more than a certain amount without payment having been guaranteed. So Uber is good for drivers who don't want to have cash on them, so somebody can hold you up and take away your money. You pay through the app and Uber settles with you. Okay. But the value they add is the standards. They do background checks on the drivers.
Also, I can't just say I want to...
No, you apply. You'd have to apply to be a part of the service, subscribe to the service. They conduct background checks. They ensure that identification is known and in place and so on. And what I was looking at was the insurance, how they handle insurance. Because if I book the ride through you, I am not looking at the driver to secure me if there is a negative happening. They advertise globally that they provide, that insurance is provided. But when you get into the nitty-gritty of it, the insurance is limited to what applies in the different jurisdictions. Okay. So although they say that a Uber subscriber can have access to the same quality Uber service in every city in the world where they go. And you can imagine that's a big thing. If they have, Jamaica is only 3 million people and maybe 50,000 subscribe to Uber. That's not a big deal. But if Uber is a worldwide organization with just say 30 million subscribers, and at any given time, they are going to have 10,000 subscribers passing through Jamaica. And those subscribers believe that they are going to get the same quality transportation treatment in Kingston. They're only in Kingston, by the way. In Kingston as a Uber city. Then when they arrive in Jamaica, they confidently pull out their app and call for a car. And they are expecting that the person who comes is not a crazy driver who have his own way of doing things.
Although they have had
down in
instances of...
You can't guarantee it. But let's say the man comes and he turns out to be a horror. You can rate his service and he's dropped from Uber's subscription service. Or if something happens to you, Uber would have the ability through their technology to track his movements to see where did the car go, because that is what you subscribe to when you participate in their service.
Interesting.
I have a concern about insurance because I think if Jamaica were to organize proper public passenger liability insurance, meaning instead of the $250,000 cap, I don't know where it is now, it might be more, third-party liability coverage, which persons need to have in order to be on the road, You don't have to have comprehensive insurance. The third-party liability, which covers damage to goods or persons who are not third party to the driver, whether it's a passenger in your car or it's a passenger in another car with which you have an accident. That insurance limit needs to be such for public passenger vehicles that when persons are injured, they can be properly compensated. Too often, there's a problem with public.
Take a long time. I know.
Aside from time, Percy, you may have a policy insurance that says the limit for third-party liability is $5 million for one individual or $10 million for one event. Mm-hmm. And those are the kinds of numbers you would see. You're not going to see 20 million, and because the premium would be excessive, would be high. In some countries, you can't get a taxi license or permit
if you don't have that.
If you don't have proper insurance, meaning real value insurance that could compensate somebody for severe injuries. And if you're licensed to carry 5 passengers, that can cover 5 passengers. If it's 48 passengers, 48 passengers. Were we to price or set limits for insurance that were realistic to the likely cost, then you would have far less permits being issued and drivers on the road. I believe that were we to address the issue of insurance for third-party liability and for public passenger vehicles, you'd have less carnage on the road.
So you are making a promo for what is happening with the passenger
the carnage on the road and the transportation, yes.
Because
we have to look back at insurance because
we have 455 and it was 487 last year. I noticed they stopped putting it out there because it was 300 and something.
Listen, man, look how many have died in just the 4 persons have died. A taxi was involved. What you think that going to mean?
Oh, jeez. Yeah.
So it's been in my thoughts that
that's something
the transportation sector needs an overhaul that looks critically at the cost of insurance. And the state has an interest in doing this, in spearheading it, because one, it is legislation that introduced as a mandatory requirement the placement of third-party liability. You can be on the road with only third-party liability insurance because they're seeking to protect third parties. You carry your own risk. Now, in our in our whole country arrangement, the only we're gonna say person, it's a juristic person in this case. It is only the government that can self-insure.
Okay.
Meaning everybody else have to buy a policy of insurance. The government can self-insure. So government have responsibilities to ensure that there is a safe system of transportation that can move workers, that affects productivity, that can move people.
Is a movement for proper public transportation.
Yes. But what I've realized is that if you make the public transport permits too expensive, then it immediately some people can't renew, gonna be disqualified from the sector, and you're gonna have either an increase in the unlawful,
what has happened,
running, and you still have that, or government will have to step in and ensure that there is a working transportation sector that can move the mass of people to keep productivity going.
And that to me is one of the things that what happened JUTC, it was such an excellent thing, and it has just gone to nothing in terms of this repair not being preventive.
So the same taxi drivers and bus drivers that are being disparaged over the ticketing, they're very important in the scheme of things because we don't have enough public transportation.
And I wonder if it was
state-provided public transportation.
I wonder if it was, I can never forget Mr. Fletcher, the guy who, he was a guy who came from overseas, set up the service, was going and it was moving along. If there was not from governments a deliberate thing to let it run down, to allow other things, I just think about it.
You're
you know,
so cynical, my brother.
I just wonder about
We're
it.
gonna be praying in a little while, and we'll deal with cynicism.
No,
but you are left wondering
why? Because
why would you let a good thing
just
fall to the ground?
Because you have said on this program that when Campbell was there, was fixing it up and then change.
They had their promotions
and then you see this gentleman come in and they say, "Oh, we pick up a big scam on the petrol thing."
Yeah.
I say, and one man, when he picked up a scam, he was fired, and this man talking about it, and he still having job.
And yes.
Oh boy.
Good time to break and then go into prayer for the nation when we return. Please stay with us. We're gonna be right back.
A difference you can hear, a difference you can feel.
Bess FM-100 on your dial. Keep listening.
Seniors, the Ministry of Labor and Social Security is advising that the November 2022 payment under the Social Pension Program is now available for collection. Check your text messages to confirm your payment arrangements. For further information, call 876-922-8007. The Social Pension Program, caring for our elderly. A message from the Ministry of Labor and Social Security, providing opportunity, stability, and social protection.
It's the season of giving, and the SOS Children's Village is proudly celebrating 50 years in Jamaica. Yes, that's 50 strong years of relentless support to our nation's children. Do you have a heart to care for the less fortunate? Help us to continue to provide a safe home for the children. Donate to a worthy cause. Donate through our website at www.sos-jamaica.org or call us at 979-5850. That's 979-5850.
Half a tree, one and drive, half a tree. Bossy, how you do I take taxi star?
Jano, I want to tell you, say, 2 months now, my transmission mash up, and I check everybody and can't hear nothing positive.
Yeah, hear me? Yeah, waste all that time I shop around and never call the experts. Winters Auto have them. Them have over 35 years of experience and them diagnose the problem and get back your transmission brand new. For them service excellent and efficient. Trust me, man. Yeah, hear me? Call them at 929-7040 or go to them at 106 Maxfield Avenue, Kingston 13 and talk directly to the boss. Just tell them I'm me, send you.
Wow, you big star. Yeah, man, respect my boss.
Yeah, try and call him, cause trust me.
Waiters Auto Spares and Repairs, good afternoon.
What a relief.
What should a taxi service do for you? On-time taxi service is more than just a ride to the other side of town. They offer clean and spacious vehicles, reliable service, and promise to always look out for their customers. They'll come when you call and take you where you want to go on time.
From anywhere at all. You can call us at 926-3866.
We are something special on the road.
For a better choice in all your electrical supplies, A, authorized 3M dealer and better brand names. B, better service including free island-wide delivery. C, all major credit and debit cards accepted. It's ABC Electrical Sales, shop number 8, Hagley Park Plaza, Kingston 10. Open Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m., Saturday, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. We make your electrical jobs as easy as ABC. Call 754-3825-8 or fax 754-3659. ABC Electrical Sales, for a better choice.
This is your beloved Pastor Percy from the Morning Connection. Support our commitment to Jamaica by joining us on Wednesday mornings at 7:30 when we pray for the nation. Show us you care. Advertise with us. For more information, call our offices at 876-276-8935.
The Morning Connection is not your usual talk show. We aim to stimulate discussion and chart new paths to self-empowerment. So please join us, Minett and Percy, on The Morning Connection, Mondays to Thursdays, 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. on Bess100 FM.
It's good. It's better, but nothing beats.
Good morning. You know, as we come to pray for our nation, one of the things that is very, very clear in my own mind as we pray, we continue to pray for order, for clarity in regards to the affairs of the nation. We continue to speak in regards to repentance, which is a change of mind and mindsets to move from where we are at to where we need to be and where we need to go. And this morning, as in preparation for what we have said and what we have spoken over the nation, it's close to 18 months now. It's about that. We've started doing the prayer for the nation. It's something like that, you know. And one of the things is that when we come, and the first song that we'll be playing is just affirming who God is. He's all by himself. He's not in need of anything that we can do or say. And so in Hebrews, it speaks to the fact that if you come to God, you must first believe that he is, and he's a rewarder of them that seek him. So we're going to open with that song, and then I'm going to go into prayer.
got tonight?
Unshakable, unstoppable. That is who you are. And this morning, as we come, we reflect on the words of Daniel 4:17. So that the living may know without any doubt that the Most High God rules over the kingdom of mankind. And he bestows on it whoever he desires and sets it over it, the humblest and lowest of men. And so today we come rejoicing. We come giving you thanks for the fact that you have kept us. You have delivered us. Indeed, when you speak, it is settled. And what you do, no man can change. And so we come in simple awe, adoration, and humility before you, God of the earth, the God of heaven. We thank you for sustaining us through this time. And as we come to the end of the year, we recognize and we see your hand at work in our nation. We continue to declare, Lord, that you are sovereign. You are sovereign, Lord, over this nation. And when you have set something in train, even then, no man can turn it back. The only way, Lord, that you turn it back, as you have said, if we repent before you and we change our ways and we seek your face, then you will bring about healing and restoration in our land. And we continue to believe that as a nation, from Negril Point to Moran Point, that indeed the fear of you will return into the heart of every man, every woman, every child in this nation, that the fear of God will return to all of our leaders, from those who sit in King's House, even to those who are resident in the poor house, that indeed, Lord God, we will continue to fear you. And those of us who have lost the fear of you, God, it will return to us, because your word declares that the fear of the Lord is the beginning of all the wisdom that we need and we seek as a nation in terms of the ills that are affecting our nation at this point in time. So let the fear of the God of the universe, the fear of God, return to the heart of every man, every woman, every child in this nation. And with your fear in our hearts, we will change. We will repent of the evil, Lord, that we have done one to another, the evil that we have done to the children in this nation, the evil that has been done by our leaders towards the people. Again, we continue to declare and affirm over this nation that indeed righteousness is what your throne is built upon, righteousness and justice, and mercy and truth will follow after you. So we repent today. We seek your face today. And we believe, oh Father, that you will hear us, because the turning has begun in this nation in terms of our leaders responding to the cry of the people of this nation. We see, Lord God, on the front page this morning, the amnesty that has come from the cry of the persons in the transportation sector in terms of amnesty. They never said, Lord, that they would not pay, but they were asking for mercy. And we thank you that we're seeing the signs beginning to come up. Those sprouts, those are the sprouts of trees beginning to come up over this nation. We see it in our communities in terms of man and brother caring for each other. We see it in terms of people doing simple acts of kindness that reflect your heart to one another. And we again declare and we are affirming in this nation that love of God returns because of fear, but love of each other is returning because the fear of God is in our nation. And we declare that over our nation, a tsunami of love, Lord, across this nation, in every nook and every cranny of this nation, in every community, in every inner city. Love of God, love of brother. And with that, we believe and we declare, Lord, that the murdering of the innocent will stop. The murdering of brother to brother will stop. That indeed understanding and peace and love will be the hallmark in every community in this nation. We are just declaring that over Jamaica. And again, we give that gift to each other, the gift of love, the gift of kindness, the gift of decency, the gift of honor to each other in this nation. We thank you for what is happening in families, that indeed you are turning the hearts of the father back to the children in this nation, that families are coming together, families are being reconciled, because we recognize that families indeed are the building block of our nation. And we speak to God the restoration of families in this nation. And when families are restored in this nation, where each person is taking their roles, the fathers become fathers again, the mothers continue to be nurturers, the children love and respect their parents. We thank you for what is happening in our nation. Families, communities transform, nation is transformed. We thank you, Lord, even in regards to what is happening in the hearts of the leaders of this nation. We have brought them before you time and time again. And even as we have declared that the bowels of compassion will return to our leaders even now across every sphere of our society. And in the season of Advent, we believe for change. And we thank you for the gift of your Son, which was the greatest gift, that no longer should we in sin and sorrow reign, or thorns infest the ground. He has come to save and to reveal the heart of the Father to us. And we are grateful. We are thankful for this time even now. So we continue to declare over this nation, and we believe over this nation that these things are becoming a reality in our nation.
We decree and declare that no longer shall the princes and leaders of the land abuse and oppress the people. Let the ties that bind us be unbreakable bonds of love, respect, and equity. We decree and declare a time of freedom, empowerment, and prosperity for the people, a season of outstanding achievement. We decree and declare that the administration of justice in every sphere of life shall be freed from the limitations of cynical and unbelieving men and women, and that justice shall indeed flow like living waters from the throne of God into the bellies of every man and woman. We decree and declare that every Jamaican man, woman, child shall increase in knowledge of self and of the one true God, such that the divine creative power to prosper and excel shall be unlocked in this generation and generations to come. We decree and declare that the hearts of our leaders and their bowels of compassion be opened to hear the cry of the people and to respond with love, generosity, and respect. We decree and declare that the ordinary men and women in communities across this land will become families that work together in harmony to assure the well-being of all members, giving special care to our children, or elders, or women, and those with disabilities of any kind. We decree and declare that starting today, men and women across this nation shall arise and return to the place of abundance in humility and repentance to reclaim their identity and bring prosperity to their communities. We decree and declare that all citizens be filled with the spirit of shameless audacity, such that we shall persistently seek out the goodness and the blessings that are ours, ask for and secure the benefits of nationhood, knock on every door that should be open to us, and take charge of our destiny. We decree and declare that this nation will move as one in submission to the sovereign will of God, so that the world may see your power and greatness, and you will be glorified. We decree and declare that all men and women of princely or royal authority shall now speak and act with boldness to secure the release of your people in obedience to the urgings of the Holy Spirit and for the fulfillment of prophecy, as it was said in Isaiah 51 verse 11, those the Lord has rescued will return. They will enter Zion with singing. Everlasting joy will crown their heads. Gladness and joy will overtake them, and sorrow and sighing will flee away.
And so, Father, even as Jesus declared, we declare this over our nation today, that the Spirit of the Lord is upon us as individuals in this nation, because you have decreed and declared over our nation that when He has come, He has anointed us to preach the good news to the poor. He has sent us to announce release, pardon, forgiveness to everybody that is bound as captive, recovery of sight to the blind, to set free those who are oppressed, downtrodden, bruised, and crushed by tragedy, to proclaim the favorable year of the Lord, the day when salvation and the favor of God will abound greatly. We decree and declare that over Jamaica, land that we love. And we are expectant, we are believing it, Lord, that, as I've said before, the shoots of the new beginnings we are seeing in our nation, because indeed you are empowering us by your Spirit, and we are believing you for it, and we are expecting it to happen in our nation. We'll see it in our lifetime.
They say this mountain can't be moved. They say these chains will never break. But they don't know you like we do. There is power in your name. We've heard that there is no way through. We've heard the tide will never change. They haven't seen what you can do.
to celebrate. Come on, get back up on your feet. Come on. Put your hands on it. Come on. This is just the year of refreshing. It's playing now unfolding. The time of your great blessing. Thank you, Darian Dennis. Come on. Nothing but victory. That's the promise of our King. To do exceedingly, abundantly, above what you ask or think. Put it in the house. Expect the praise. Put your hands on it, y'all. Come on, y'all. Catch it, say, expect. Expect the praise. Anybody expecting great things? Come on, say, expect the great. Expect the praise. Come on, everybody, say, expect. I can't hear you say it, y'all. Expect the praise. Come on, lift it up. Expect the great. You're like a big church clap. Put your hands on it. Come on, everybody, clap, clap, clap your hands. Come on. The year of refreshing. His plan, say it. The time of your great blessing. Expect nothing but victory. That's the promise of our King. To do exceedingly, y'all. Above what you ask of me. Sing it real good. Expect. I wish y'all could put your hands on it and say it. Anybody expecting great things, say it. Come on, everybody, lift it up, say. In your finances, expect the great. In your relationship, expect the great. On your job, in your home, expect. Come on, everybody, say expect. Say anticipate. Faith activate. Tell them this is your year. Your moment. Here we go. Expect the great blessing. Win. Expect the great blessing. Look at somebody, tell them, expect the great blessing. Anybody expecting a great blessing now? Say it, y'all. Tell somebody the blessing. Is on you. Look at somebody, say. The blessing is on you. Wave your hands if you know the blessing is on you. Use your voice and say. Come on, expect the great, say it, y'all. The great blessing. Win, win. Everybody say it. You're simply the best. Better than all the rest. Better than anyone. Anyone I ever met. You're simply the best.
Bess FM 100.5 on your dial. Keep listening.
Hello, I'm Moira Alderson with the BBC News. 4 people are due to be appearing in court in Belgium, charged with corruption offences relating to their work at the European Parliament. They include the Greek MEP, Eva Kaili, who's accused of taking more than $100,000 worth of bribes from Qatar in return for giving the country political support. She and Qatar deny any wrongdoing. Jessica Parker is in Brussels.
People have been saying that they're pretty stunned by these allegations, and I think the Parliament trying to do what it can to mitigate some of the damage to its reputation following these accusations. So they stripped, for example, Eva Kaili of her vice presidential role. They also looked about their relationship with Qatar, shelving plans to give Qatar or Qataris visa-free travel within the European Union.
Moroccan football fans hoping to attend their team's World Cup semi-final match against France later today have been facing cancelled flights and missing tickets. Many excited supporters who've made it to Qatar say there's no sign of thousands of free tickets for the match promised by the Moroccan Football Federation. This fan had flown in from France.
We've been told that we will be getting tickets for free, and I don't care if it's not free. I'd like to buy it too, but I mean, there are people that can't afford it, so I don't see why we've been told to come here. I've been here for 3 to 4 hours in the scorching sun. It's a bit heartbreaking.
Morocco are the first Arab team ever to make it to a World Cup semi-final. Russia's launched a new wave of airstrikes on Ukraine, targeting the capital, Kyiv. The authorities say air defence forces have shot down 13 drones. China's announced it's abandoned its programme of recording everyone who has COVID because there's now no way to count them. Health officials said the decision to end mass testing meant many people without symptoms were no longer getting an official test. The son of the former Georgian president, Mikhail Saakashvili, has told the BBC he believes his father's life is in serious danger. Mr. Saakashvili was jailed for abuse of power last year after returning to Georgia following 8 years in exile. Eduard Saakashvili told the BBC he'd seen a dramatic decline in his father's health.
He went in a fairly, energetic, charismatic person, and now we're looking at him just becoming an extremely sick, weak, defeated person. And that's also reflected in the medical reports. We have our own observations, but the reports say he has, heavy metal poisoning. He has neurological symptoms that are really concerning. We really see that his life is in danger.
A planned court hearing on whether to release Mikhail Saakashvili on humanitarian grounds has again been postponed. World News from the BBC. The Congolese President Felix Tshisekedi has declared 3 days of national mourning after the deaths of at least 130 people due to floods and mudslides in the capital, Kinshasa. Buildings and roads have been swept away. Several people were electrocuted after power lines collapsed during the heavy rains. Opposition politicians in South Africa say they'll challenge a vote in Parliament that rejected an impeachment inquiry against President Cyril Ramaphosa. The African Transformation Movement described the decision not to investigate the president as irrational. Mr. Ramaphosa easily survived Tuesday's vote. He's accused of concealing the theft of a large amount of money from his farm, but denies any wrongdoing. The authorities in Britain have confirmed that at least 3 people have died after a boat carrying migrants capsized while crossing the Channel from France in freezing conditions. More than 40 people were rescued in a joint air and sea operation by the French and British navies and coast guards. A daughter of the Kenyan president has denied that her meetings with foreign dignitaries and politicians have been funded using taxpayers' money. Charlene Ruto has faced criticism since her father came to power in September. What she calls the Office of the First Daughter does not exist under Kenyan law. Our Africa regional editor, Will Ross, reports.
Charlene Ruto has described herself as a voice for the Kenyan youth and an activist against climate change. But the president's daughter's political meetings across the country and abroad have made it look like she's a very well-connected senior government official. Comparisons have even been made with the role Ivanka Trump had in the United States. In an apparent bid to dismiss allegations of nepotism, Charlene Ruto has issued a statement describing her office as an entirely private entity. Quite how it's funded remains unclear, but for Kenyans keen to meet people in high places, it seems to help if your last name is Ruto.
BBC News.
Seniors, the Ministry of Labour and Social Security is advising that the November 2022 payment under the Social Pension Programme is now available for collection. Check your text messages to confirm your payment arrangements. For further information, call 876-922-8007. The Social Pension Programme, caring for our elderly. A message from the Ministry of Labour and Social Security, providing opportunity, stability and social protection.
It's the season of giving, and the SOS Children's Village is proudly celebrating 50 years in Jamaica. Yes, that's 50 strong years of relentless support to our nation's children. Do you have a heart to care for the less fortunate? Help us to continue to provide a safe home for the children. Donate to a worthy cause. Donate through our website at www.sos-jamaica.org or call us at 979-5850. That's 979-5850.
What should a taxi service do for you? On-time taxi service is more than just a ride to the other side of town. They offer clean and spacious vehicles, reliable service, and promise to always look out for their customers. They'll come when you call and take you where you want to go on time.
From anywhere at all. You can call us at 926-3866.
We are something special on the road.
Half a tree, one and drive, half a tree. Bossy, how you do I take taxi style?
Jano, I want to tell you, say, 2 months now, my transmission mash up, and me check everybody and can't hear nothing positive.
Yeah, hear me? Yeah, waste all that time I shop around and never call the experts. Winters Auto have them. Them have over 35 years of experience and them diagnose the problem and get back your transmission brand new. For them service excellent and efficient. Trust me, man. Yeah, hear me? Call them at 929-7040 or go to them at 106 Maxfield Avenue, Kingston 13 and talk directly to the boss. Just tell them I'm me, send you.
Wow, you big star. Yeah, man, respect my boss.
Yeah, try and call it, cause trust me.
Waiters Auto Spares and Repairs, good afternoon.
What a relief.
Veg Printers for all your printing needs. We specialize in calendars, flyers, brochures, and more. Call us today at 968-7506. That's 968-7506. Or visit us at 4 East Bloomsbury Road, off Hagley Park Road. Veg Printers, your best choice in printing.
Live, camera, volume. Live it up Fridays on Bess100 FM. 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. with I, Ibi Lion, each and every Friday. Giving you the better vibes, heard everywhere.
This is your beloved Pastor Percy from the Morning Connection. Support our commitment to Jamaica by joining us on Wednesday mornings at 7:30 when we pray for the nation. Show us you care. Advertise with us. For more information, call our offices at 876-276-8935.
The Morning Connection is not your usual talk show. We aim to stimulate discussion and chart new paths to self-empowerment. So please join us, Minett and Percy, on The Morning Connection, Mondays to Thursdays, 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. on Bess100 FM.
It's good, it's better, but nothing beats.
Good morning, welcome back. We'll soon open the lines for you. We're saying expect the blessing. That's what it's been dropped in my thoughts as I've pondered what is happening in this time of Advent as we approach Christmas. It's only 11 days away. Can you imagine that? And then it's gone. And then we go into the cycle again. But it's the numbers to call 876-619-1508, 876-279-8473. And somebody's already calling us. Wow.
I thought you wanted to say something.
I wanted to say something in terms of what's happening in terms of oil prices.
That something is going to be good morning.
Good morning. Good morning, caller.
Where you hold up my time for, brother?
Good. Hallelujah.
Listen, man.
Good morning, sir. Good morning,
it's
sir.
It's Wednesday morning, fasting morning.
All right, sir. Me too, I'm fasting.
Prayer morning.
Yes, sir.
Yes, so we want to feel the strength and the power of God this morning.
All right, my brother. We're expecting a shift and a change.
Oh, yeah, that's what we want.
Yes.
Hello, my sister.
Good morning, Brother Georgie.
Boy, I'm here in the roughness, but you know, you have to just smile at the storm.
That's good.
Because after every storm, there must be a calm.
Yes, and weeping may endure for a night, but the joy is coming, my brother, and the joy makes you strong.
As one man said, rain no fall, it pure, weather pure, or whatever you call it.
What?
You know, fall.
It's not pour, it's pouring. George, what's on your mind this morning? What's on your mind? What's on your mind, my brother?
Boy, we have to give God thanks because here we're going down the countdown on the here, and trust me, it don't look pretty with the crime thing going on there, not at all. Not feeling comfortable to what's going on. Although I saw some of the murders some of them are a bit domestic.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, but majority of them they don't have an answer.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if these people were innocent or they were just get caught up.
Mm-hmm.
That is why when I wake up, I give God thanks. And before I go through it, I read Psalms 121.
Mm-hmm. I lift my
Yes.
eyes up unto the hill from whence cometh my help.
Yes.
My help cometh from the Lord who has made heaven and earth.
Yes.
Yes.
And he says, shall preserve thy going out and thy coming forth for its time forth and ever.
Yes.
It shall preserve your going out and your coming in.
Mm-hmm.
So we just have to just step on prayer now.
All right.
But we don't know where these little demons are going to show up. But we want to bind them this morning.
Okay, so.
You know, I didn't catch a prayer this morning because I went up there to get some bush and things like that, and then come back into all the prayer finish anyway.
Yeah, man. But
first I call me, then I line present.
All right, sir, and I thank you for adding that bit to the prayer, because you're saying we need to bind, and we say bind mean we need to cut out of our lives
and halt.
Yes.
Certain behaviors.
Yes.
Throw them
true.
away. Done with it.
Yeah,
no longer a part of how we behave and treat each other.
But there are people that say that the Most High, Yahshua, don't deal with pride. And they are still going to church and them still proud and full of pride. See me, it never change
Yeah.
out of them.
Yeah.
But I don't look to them, you know. I look to the Creator, you know.
True.
Because if my Creator is creative, that is my God, that means I must be creative also.
Of course.
Yeah.
So sometimes we have to look beyond the picture, you know. And look at what the Most High has said to you, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes you follow people, you get redirection.
Yeah.
You understand me?
Yes,
And you reach at a spot where you should not have been.
Yes, sir.
You understand me?
Then you have to change course. There should be no embarrassment or reluctance in coming to your senses and changing course. That is one of the things we prayed for this morning. That people will just come to them senses, get up out of the mess they're in, and put themselves in a better place of abundance, of grace, of love. There is always a better place that you can move yourself to.
Exactly.
But we got to pick
And
ourselves up and go there. Yes.
When you're looking at the mirror, you know, you see yourself, you know. And when people talk to themselves, nobody feels I'm mad, you know.
Yes.
It's just that you have somebody who you can talk to who not going to tell nobody nothing.
Yes, that's true.
So many times I see people talking to themselves. It's not anything wrong.
Yeah.
When they
It's
start
just you
dancing
talk
back
to
now.
yourself because you make a mistake. And there is nobody you can turn to do the Most High or yourself by saying, well, you know, I should not walk down this road.
Yes.
The Spirit tells me to walk down the walk and see them rob. They rob me.
To me, I turn back. You know, there are some things, if you have the power of speech, and even if you don't have the power of audible speech or intelligible speech, you can make sounds. Just those sounds, there are some things that don't crystallize in the mind until you give voice to it.
Exactly.
And so when you talk to yourself, giving voice to those ideas, bring them into reality. Me talk to myself so me understand it. And even like babies that cry. Because no word that come out. But just opening your mouth and letting the breath express. Yeah.
It's a form of energy that
it
push
is.
out and say, go take out something wrong with the baby, take out the baby, cannot speak the language. But he eventually making a yelling.
He's
because
communicating.
He just need an attention.
Absolutely. So,
you understand me?
Yeah, man, I support what you're saying.
Come on. So all of these things that we have to look into. So talking to yourself, you're not a mad person, just that you have communicate with your higher self because there are some mistakes that you make.
Yeah, man.
And you're apologizing to the Most High and tell it, I want to do this and I do that. All right. Let me show you a powerful word is. One day each year I've been saying, I'm going to get my license. And I just sit back. And then one year comes up and say, I have to get my license this year.
Yes.
And me tell myself that, I will say, walk with them, me tell them to.
What?
So you can be accountable.
Life and death in the power of the tongue.
Yes, and I said I have to. And imagine I just start to take my driver's lesson and I start to do everything. Do everything and go right down. Bam! I achieve it.
Yes, sir.
Driver's license.
And right there with that story, George, you just explained the power of prayer.
Exactly. Because you have to tell yourself they are going to do something.
Say it out loud, man. Give it to your father.
Yeah, man.
He will empower you.
James Brown, they say it loud.
I love that
I'm
quote.
black and I'm proud. Because about the piece of this music, he must say it in himself and they want people to hear it because those times were the time of the war and them killing black people and then cope with the song. He must say it loud.
Black and you're proud.
I'm black and I'm proud.
I mean, even yesterday, somebody was saying to us why Argentina is so pristine. It's because they sought to kill out the black people that were part of their population and send them off to war. And the history of Argentina is well known in terms of how they built their population.
Remember who Argentina bring to this country?
Who then
to this world?
Who they bring to
a brother named Che Guevara, remember?
Che Guevara.
Che Guevara is from Argentina?
Of course. Wait there. He is a medical doctor, student at Imam Fidel Castro, a good friend. A great man that. He's a Marxist. Read about him.
Okay. Maybe I'm mixing up my knowledge. I'm thinking about...
He came out of a rich family.
I'm thinking about Venezuela.
It's true.
And yes, and him and something there, Imam Fidel Castro, a good friend.
Yes, but you know that...
And he bring the plan. Fidel Castro bring the plan to him and say, listen, I want to take back the country, And Che Guevara, him plan the coup with the 6 or 7 boats left from Mexico and going in Cuba.
Was he of mixed race? Because we talk about their...
Yeah, he was more of a look of an Indian looking like. But when you look on him, you can see energy upon him.
Okay.
If your people them get depressed,
yes,
you can talk to him.
All right, then.
All right.
All right, George.
He has the plan in our mind.
All right,
You
George.
understand me?
Thank you for that bit of history, George. Thank you. Yeah, thank you for that bit of history because Che Guevara is well known for his revolutionary ideals and the role he played in Cuba and even in our understanding of the fight for freedom. And it really doesn't matter. What you have just said, what you just remind me is that the ethnic makeup of the Argentine nation is immaterial.
Yeah.
Yes, I look on one and I know the country going. The country have to change.
Thank you so much. We don't have to have them off because then they
no. Because there's one person you never know about that make a change.
No man, I know Che.
That's where he's from.
I know Che, but my knowledge of Che starts with Cuba.
Yeah. But George,
because Imam Castro at Paris.
Yes.
All
Anyway,
right.
we have another caller.
George.
We have another caller, George. Can we take another call and when me and Percy come
go
to
ahead,
visit
go
you?
ahead, my sister. I look phone,
Yes, thank you. Have my bottle.
Okay, all right.
Have my blood cleanser ready.
Yes, I pass away on. Something for the nerves.
Something for you what?
What you say?
Yeah, something for the nerves.
For the nerves. Yes, something for the nerves. I vote that for Pastor. All right, brother, later.
All right, brother, blessing.
Good morning and welcome to the Morning Connection.
Morning.
Good morning. Thanks for waiting. How are you today?
Oh, welcome. Good morning, Pastor. I have a question for you. Where do you think we're at in biblical prophecy right now?
End times. End of end times.
Huh?
End of end times.
Okay. I have seen something that is very interesting. Where the globalists around the world have launched a womb factory to create babies outside of the womb. What is that telling you? What is that telling you?
What is it telling me? They think that they're becoming like God, but God have an answer for them.
Do you think people have plans for humanity anymore?
If persons have a plan for humanity, I think they do. But you see, my father used to say to me, man is planning and God is wiping out, because ultimately we see in the end that he triumphs. So man is doing everything within his power to take the role and the place of God, and God says, that's all right. He sits up in the heavens and he laughs, according to the psalm. So I'm not perturbed. What I do is that I continue to declare and to live my life with the knowledge that we have seen the victory in the end.
So now we have seen that 2 years ago when people were talking certain things, it was not conspiracy theory.
No, it wasn't.
People had an agenda. People had a sinister agenda.
Yeah.
Where we are at.
Yeah. May I ask a question? Could you explain for me what you find repugnant, if at all, about babies being nurtured or being, as you say, formed outside of the womb? Like what disturbs you about it, and how you see it being different from, surrogate parenthood, or from a long time they had what they were calling test tube babies. As science advanced and gave other options to infertility, what about it you think is contrary to the will of God? Or I'm trying to understand what troubles you about it.
Well, when you're a human, you have your intelligence, your own rationale. When you're manufactured or mechanized, you're controlled.
Oh, you're talking about artificial intelligence, not
really say artificial intelligence, but anything that is made outside of a womb, it's manufactured. So therefore, you have a greater control over that rather than a living human who has their own intelligence. Understand what I'm saying?
So I'm trying to, because so you're saying these are not babies born of man and woman genetics. These are not real people?
Right.
Oh, because okay. So then it is artificial intelligence.
Yes, in some way, yes, it is.
Okay.
Anything else you want to comment on, talk about?
But
I wanted to say something, but I don't know if I should say it on the air. Really, I don't want to say it and get into it.
All right.
So you mean something that the Broadcasting Commission might give us a letter on?
Not really, but I like the program, and I don't want you people to get into it.
All right, so
you have me so curious. You have to find a way to send us a note.
All right, we'll do.
Yes.
All right.
All right,
And we'll find a proper way to raise the issue, because if it is an issue that needs publicity, we have to find the right way to address it.
Because we need to have national debates on how we move forward.
Yes.
We're in a troubling time. We're in a serious time.
Yes. And okay, I thank you for giving us a little insight into how you're thinking. All right.
Have a good day.
You too.
Bye-bye.
Good morning and welcome.
Good morning.
Hey, Cruz.
I tried to call yesterday. I didn't get through. I couldn't get through.
I wonder what is happening. I thought you know the secret. But anyway, go ahead.
I was kind of busy because I was trying to find a new school for my son.
Oh yes?
What happened?
Yeah.
Security
they're moving,
issues?
That school that he used to go, they're moving and nothing is going on right there. But anyway.
Yeah.
Forget about that. Pastor, first of all, before I forget this, You need to stop change Jamaican culture in your talking.
What did Pastor change?
I chastise you about it already.
What me do now?
About the man, when you said the man lift up a hand of banana, but it was a flower. No, you're talking about mad puss, urine. Let me tell you how it go. Let me tell you how it go, Pastor.
All right.
Let me tell you straight how it go.
I go now.
From your little boy, me hear this, you must be near mad puss brain. I saw you go, Pastor. Where you get your teaching from?
Well, that is what my granny used to tell me.
Oh, so it looked like different parts of the mad puss were being used in different parts of Jamaica. Because I've heard about the mad puss urine too. I never hear about the brain.
I never hear about the brain.
It depends on the home you grow up in and where they might try to teach you the proper English. But where we come from a different talk.
Oh, I see. Interesting. Because the producer...
Why you must in your mad post brain?
No.
So they used to talk to me about it.
Okay, well, that's one. But we and the producer concurred with what I said when I asked him. Say it's true. Because we grew up hearing that. My mother used to say it, and my grandfather who is now deceased. So I don't know.
Well, it depends on, like some people don't curse Jamaican bad word, you know.
What them say?
They refuse from curse it and they are bigger sinners than me. No, them talk some little decent, like, some little decent bad word.
Right.
Them not talk it raw like when me get mad and half is spell it out.
But some of those Jamaican bad words, I don't even know if you contemplate the meanings, because all bad words come out of a short form description of something that is repugnant, detestable, horrible, nasty, that you want to liken a person to, such a thing. Sometimes it have to do with menstrual cloths.
Yes. Yeah.
It have to do with things that you would say, no. If you call me that, no, you're going to get into it. And people are just tossing them around to show disgust and frustration, adding nothing to the discourse, because all you're doing is offending the person with nasty language, but you're not even expressing you're not really expressing what's troubling you so that a problem can be solved. When I see people just stand up yelling words at each other that sound, some of the words, if you say it in another place, it's a compliment.
Yes, you understand.
And you use it to somebody else and they are not disturbed by it at all, because it don't mean anything
to them at all.
And that way of communicating, we need to stop and get rid of it. I don't curse bad words. I don't curse bad words because it don't add anything to my conversation.
Yeah.
But I can tell you how I feel about something, and you either want to shoot me or you want to cry.
Well, I can go out without cursing bad word, but sometimes there's some people you have to tell it. That's the only way they can understand that you're mad.
Okay.
All right.
Because I went to the station already and I have to curse a policeman at the station.
So they never lock you up?
No, I didn't tell him any indecent language. Okay. But when he see me around, he turned my head.
Okay, all right.
I did it intelligent.
Okay,
you see, way more effective than if you did tell him two words that are commonly understood to be bad words.
No, because I knew me couldn't tell him that kind of word at station. They could never do that.
That's light.
There you go.
Yes. So the other thing I want to talk about, this Cuban brother wearing him Tom. What Che
Guevara.
Che Guevara.
Yes, who George just shared that he was actually born in Argentina.
He played a major role in Africa. Did you know about that?
Yeah, man. Yeah, we know that. Yeah.
Every freedom fighting arena.
Yeah.
He played a major role. Castro sent him to Africa. And I think he was killed by the CIA. I'm sure, positively. He was assassinated.
All right, sir.
And I had a shirt with him about 2 years ago that I bought in Cayman.
Yes.
And I had it on one morning, and some guy from across the street came to my shop with a trunk lock to fix, and I have to put some oil on it.
Uh-huh.
And I'll flash on my shirt.
I thought it was a way more interesting story.
No, the aisle dirty up the shirt off the top weird. I figured.
I thought it was going to involve the CIA telling you to take off your shirt.
No. So I told the guy the only way he can repay me for that shirt is either buy me back one or he go and check YouTube or whatever and learn about chess.
All right, my brother. We're at 8:31. We have another caller. We have a station break.
All right.
I don't know which one comes first, but I know I have to say goodbye to you.
All right.
All right.
Okay. Station break?
Yes.
A difference you can hear. A difference you can feel.
Bess FM-100 on your dial. Keep listening.
For a better choice in all your electrical supplies, A, authorized 3M dealer and better brand names. B, better service including free island-wide delivery. C, all major credit and debit cards accepted. It's ABC Electrical Sales. Shop number 8, Hagley Park Plaza, Kingston 10. Open Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Saturday, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. We make your electrical jobs as easy as ABC. Call 754-382-528 or fax 754-3659. ABC Electrical Sales, for a better choice.
And love more, 'cause you open up the door.
Live, camera, volume. Live it up Fridays on Bess100 FM. 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. with I, Ibi Lion, each and every Friday, giving you the better vibes heard everywhere.
Welcome, Brit. How you look, sir? I bought something online and I don't know how it's gonna reach to Jamaica. Just use Triple E Express now. They must ship anything in a flash. You can use them credit card and get loyalty points the more you shop. Loyalty card? Because me ship with them? Yeah, man, loyalty card. Whether you ship every now and again in a month or multiple times in a week, your loyalty is appreciated and rewarded. Because me ship with them, yeah, I suffer real, I suffer true, but wait. Suppose me did it at my place and want ship something to mommy and daddy. That can do? Definitely. Call Triple E Express Courier Services at 876-426-6067, 876-234-2043. Locations in Kingston, Manchester, St. Anne, and Trelawney. Remember, if you have a debit card, you can't use for them one. Kill two birds with one stone. Triple E Express Couriers. Get happiness in a flash. That's it.
This is your beloved Pastor Percy from the Morning Connection. Support our commitment to Jamaica by joining us on Wednesday mornings at 7:30 when we pray for the nation. Show us you care. Advertise with us. For more information, call our offices at 876-276-8935.
What should a taxi service do for you? On-time taxi service is more than just a ride to the other side of town. They offer clean and spacious vehicles, reliable service, and promise to always look out for their customers. They'll come when you call and take you where you want to go on time.
From anywhere at all. You can call us at 926-3866.
We are something special on the road.
Half a tree, one and drive, half a tree. Bossy, how we do I take taxi star?
Jano, I want to tell you, say, 2 months now, my transmission mash up, and me check everybody and can't hear nothing positive.
Yeah, hear me? Yeah, waste all that time I shop around and never call the experts. Winters Auto have them. Them have over 35 years of experience and them diagnose the problem and get back your transmission brand new. For them service excellent and efficient. Trust me, man. Yeah, hear me? Call them at 929-7040 or go to them at 106 Maxfield Avenue, Kingston 13 and talk directly to the boss. Just tell them I'm me send you.
Wow, you big star. Yeah, man, respect my boss.
Yeah, try and call cause trust me.
Waiters Auto Spares and Repairs, good afternoon.
What a relief.
The Morning Connection is not your usual talk show. We aim to stimulate discussion and chart new paths to self-empowerment. So please join us, Minett and Percy, on The Morning Connection, Mondays to Thursdays, 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. on Bess100 FM.
It's good. It's better. but nothing beats.
Good morning and welcome to the Morning Connection.
Morning.
How are you, Corey?
Hi, Corey.
Yeah, man.
I met Corey in person, you know. Corey come and say you are pastor.
Ah, you did?
Mm-hmm.
At a wedding or a funeral?
No, it was the
Sorry, Corey, may I take up your time at entertain pastor. Go
no,
ahead,
I met
my
Corey's
brother.
mother too. Yes.
All right.
Yeah,
Right now, there are some people saying anywhere we see pastor, we not call to him.
I know. Corey
Talk out your business on the radio. Yes, Corey.
Yeah, man. Yesterday you were having a discussion about the health tourism.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, man. I used to work at KPH, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
And I always wondered why is it that we cannot offer a specialized service via which persons can come from abroad and receive a service at KPH and do it in a same tourism manner.
In that environment, yes, where you're treated royally, you're in a country with good climate and nice people who look after you, and it becomes, I believe we have a future there if someone were to pursue it.
Other people in Western Jamaica doing it.
Yeah, but no, they're not doing it at the level we're talking about. You don't just leave it up to, random private sector people to do a little thing. Just like how we say tourism is an industry and we create tax incentives and we make sure that the infrastructure in the resort towns look a certain way, you would also, the way that Jamaica went into tourism when we, in the 70s, when we took a decision to build hotels.
So you're saying in a similar way we could do it for
Absolutely.
tourism.
You have to. It has to be an intentional plan with strategy and relationships that you cultivate around it. Right now we're just allowing the one or two people who believe that this is a direction based on the property they have. And everything would be on board. Transportation sector would be sensitive to it. So we'd have enough ambulances and, vehicles that can move people who are, in a state of fragility.
You don't think it's going to create a sense of animosity between the Jamaicans who say, why we can't get that person?
But the Jamaicans would get it too.
Oh,
it wouldn't be two health service. It would be the standard.
Okay, so you're advocating that we set up a system like that which would lift the very standards in tourism.
Yeah, it would be the standard. It's not like we have hotels that are earmarked for Jamaicans and some for foreigners. Okay. You can go anywhere that you can afford to go. But now this whole standard would have lifted. Is that, have we taken over your point, Corey? Because I don't want to. I want to hear you.
Yeah, man. But one of the issues I had at KPH, is that I don't think persons were looking into things like reduction in energy bills and so forth. When I asked about it and I heard that somebody was looking into it, but at the end of the day there was nothing to come forward, because I believe that there are stuff like preventative maintenance.
Absolutely.
And even going at the basic level of piping.
Yes.
I believe that we could have done preventative maintenance as it relates to that. From time to time, we will have some incidents of leaks and all that, but I believe we're looking into preventative maintenance. A lot of the pipes they are leaking, and the walls and so forth.
Yes.
It may seem minor, but
but the reality of it is that buildings are constructed with material that have a lifespan. And a building of a certain age is going to have problems happening out of sight that affect the electricity, broken wires, rotten wires, all kinds of things going on in the guts of the building that are not visible to the eye just because they've been there for a long time. I remember we had a problem. We live in an old house, and we once had a problem where the old-time clay pipes that carried the sewage had collapsed because in the nature of things, the clay returned to the dust from whence it came, or the pipe returned to the dust from whence it came, and it collapsed and created a problem. And we didn't even know where the pipes were, because they just did a fresh. Once the diagnosis was done, we just ran new pipes because we knew where the bathroom was. and we knew where the pit was. So we just ran new pipes. But the point is, time will
take away,
degrade anything that is man-made.
Well, I'm not necessarily talking about the hidden pipes. I'm talking about things that are visible.
Oh, so that even make it worse.
That make it worse.
That even make it worse. So yeah, after a certain period of time, buildings of a certain age have to be stress tested. You have to you have to rewire it. You have to do repiping for water. And in some instances, we were doing renovation on our old building too, same old building. And when we tore a wall, I never knew about nug wall. Do you know about nug wall?
No.
It was like plaster and paper and things stuffed inside.
Okay.
Yeah, because they were not doing concrete pour for blocks.
Okay, interesting.
That's how old. So the old style of construction, there are still places in Jamaica that have it. I'm not saying KPH is one of them. KPH was built when? 60s, 70s?
Yeah, 100
Oh, dear Jesus. It have Nagwal somewhere. Probably Watland Dub. Anyway, buildings of a certain age, and we've lived to see, we're just fortunate because we see into the north of us buildings collapsing. High-rise buildings with people in the dead of night, the building go down. So we're seeing these things happening around us now, and we have buildings in public use that are in that age range.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Also, the Minister of Finance made a statement. Well, I heard him on the radio yesterday. He was saying that the monies that would have been paid over already to the public sector workers.
Not taking it back. They're just going to give them more money.
Well, I'm not sure if I'm understanding. The money that would have been paid over already, I think they're actually subtracting it from the total. The same pay over 10 months already. I think they're actually subtracting it from the 12 months.
Well, my understanding is okay. So they were going to give them across the board when they average out the different, because the people at the lower level getting greater increases versus the people at the top. So the people at the bottom get about 70% when they standardize. The man at the top getting about 17.5 or even less. So what he was saying, that's why the 2.5% wage increase. So across the board, it will be 20%, and in giving them that 20%, it will account for what they have to go take back. That's the 2.5. That's how I was reading the article yesterday.
Yeah, it is not unreasonable that there's great confusion. If you remember when he was speaking on it in the House, Julian Robinson asked him a question about whether there would be a clawing back of allowances paid before the finalized, the new system was finalized. Would the government seek to claw back? And he gave the kind of juvenile response that I was saying to Percy this morning, that I don't understand it, and it's men who tend to do it, where you ask a question, there is a real issue in the heart of the question, but people start to give it a cute response. Like, you know, he gave the member of the House a very strange kind of reply, but not a direct yes or no. Because you must know, yes, I'm taking it back. No, we're leaving it as it is, and we will do some rebalancing of the books later. But he gave some strange reply. And then I saw someone sent me a note to say he was on another radio station yesterday, and they said the math genius melted, was the comment, because even the hosts who were kind to him in their questions couldn't understand what he was saying. The reality of it is they are taking it back.
Yeah, will not be recovering allowances. That's what he said in the House, but in reality they are. See there?
Yeah.
No, in the House he said that there will be a positive net in them, but yesterday on the program he said there will be a negative net.
That was the cute response, that there would be a positive net result. They would be better off than they were before. He really could say, yes, we have to take it back. There's no...
Straight up.
We're going to take it back, but we're not going to do it in a way that will...
take away from $100,000
Yeah, maybe we're going to take it back over time, or we take it. I mean, you must find a way to say, yes, we have to take it back because that's not in their pay. But I heard him saying something else last night, like the old regime is binding until the new regime is in effect.
What does that mean? I'm thinking
that I'm hearing that it's February. They want to implement the new regime.
Yes. Well, he said the old one is binding on the government until the new one comes into effect. But the new one can say, and the money you got up to so and so under the old one, you have to give it back in this particular way. I do not like the technical cutesy type of response.
Cutesy is misspeak and fabrication. What the other word we use it?
Misinformation.
And whatever.
Yeah. I don't like those. Just talk straight to the people.
Because it has been sold as this wonderful thing that is happening. But already the headline saying today, mass confusion. Custom workers saying mass confusion.
Yeah.
Because the whole thing, is 356 pay scales. They have merged into 16, trying to realign them. So you can imagine that you might miss something. If you're doing 356 to 16.
To 16. Oh, that is a lot of contraction there.
Yes.
So that has to be painful somewhere. But what do you think in the justice of the situation? What do you think should obtain? What do you think should campaign? Should people be allowed to keep what they've been paid, and the new regime should not disturb it, or should there be a rebalancing of the book so that the wage bill is consistent with what is budgeted and projected?
I mean, I think what should obtain is that the minister should be consistent. Either it is that he's going to say you're talking about the man, and the man is not the issue. You have to look at the workers' rights and what is it that should apply to them. Forget him. And whether he's speaking, just look at the principle now. Should an employee who has a certain entitlement under one structure, should he be permitted to keep what he got already, or should he have to give it back if it is in excess of what he really should get under the budget, the whatever structure they are now putting in place? Well, economics say that he have to pay it back based on the budget and the structure they might put in place.
Yeah, because in the middle of all of that is the taxpayer who have to bear that expense. So as a taxpayer, I would want the budget to be honored. As if I were a worker in that case and I got an overpayment, even if at the time it's in keeping, the category of payment is in keeping with my contract, but I got more than I should have received, I would expect to pay it back, but I would not want you to force me to pay it back in some way that set me, that is hard on me.
It becomes negative for me. But
I would expect you to take it out little by little over a period of time, because it's not my fault why you give it to me, and I spent it because it's not like I'm so well paid in the first instance.
Yeah, go ahead, Corey, because I just looked at the statement.
The cabinet has put forward some payment.
The amnesty. The amnesty.
Yeah.
This is what for the drivers.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
I was going to ask so you fall under the amnesty?
Well, I have about 4 outstanding tickets.
So go pay.
Well, you have 48 days.
Yeah, man, I can't do that.
Okay.
Go and pay it, brother, that we don't have to come down to His Majesty courts to be able to anything like that.
No, so in your fraternity, are people celebrating it as some kind of victory?
Well, I don't know as yet, but I mean, there are going to still be issues because not everybody can find the money to pay 100 tickets in that period of time.
Yes, but the man with 100 tickets is an exceptional case. I mean, you have 4. Isn't that more like the norm? That people have a few, they don't have multiples of 10s?
No, I think what obtains is that persons have a multiple of tickets. Because even the one taxi operator said he had 30.
Yeah, but 30 and 100 are far cry.
Different from
Yeah.
430. So what based on your interactions with your fellow taxi drivers, public transport, on average, how many tickets do people have outstanding? That's what we're asking.
Well, you really got that problem with the bus operators. The bus operators normally have the 100 tickets. Taxi operators normally have far less than that.
Okay.
Well, whatever the number is, the government has said you have 48 days. So any institution that is helping to organize this must have prepared themselves for something in the order of 30 days.
Yeah.
You asked for 6 months, but really 30 days.
Okay, 48 days.
Get moving on it.
All right.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, Corey. Thank you so much. Good morning and welcome.
But this is a statement
Yes.
issued on November 24th. The government has never planned to recover and will not be recovering allowances that have already. Good morning. Good morning, Rusty. How are you?
Not bad, man.
What's up?
Look here, Pastor.
Yes, sir.
Miss Minett.
Yes, Rusty.
They asked me to do something for me nearly 4 months ago, and I don't get a reply for you know.
What is the something?
Because it asked about the basket and we had responded to that.
Pardon me?
The basket. They had asked us about the basket and we had done that.
What is the something,
no, man,
Rusty?
No, man, an only basket alone, man. Me ask you something else, man.
What was that?
Me ask you to check out if the people at the growth council is getting paid. That's what I did ask you, boss.
I don't remember that.
The growth council?
You don't remember?
No, sir. Maybe it's the other station that you call your ass.
No, me no call no other station. I never call another radio program. In this station, me call all the while. Never go on the next. Me never go when this program done. Me listen to radio again. Me come off my station.
Oh, okay. Rusty, you're just buttering me up. All right, that's easy to find out.
So the people on the growth council is getting paid because they said they wasn't getting taking any money. They were going to do it free of cost.
Yes, but I think I know the answer, but I'm gonna double check for you.
So who was the head of this growth council?
They've had several different persons, you know. I remember Mr. Leachin. That's the one I remember most famously.
Yes, he was the head of the growth council.
Yes, right? And there was Mr. Biles at one point.
Mr. Leachin was the first one, right?
Yes.
He was the one who promised us 5% in 4 years. That Mr. Clark was there, you know. He was on the growth council too, you know.
Nigel Clark, yes.
Yes.
Yeah,
Nigel
in fact, yes, at one point I had the whole list.
Yeah, he was on the growth council too, you know. Right?
Yes.
And
I'm not hearing you.
In 4 years, and now he's Minister of Finance. Where is that 5% growth?
Well, maybe his bank.
Huh?
Maybe the bank. I'm being facetious. Because you know there's been no 5% growth.
Anyway, my credit gone, so I'm not going to speak on this matter right now.
Okay.
My credit is finished.
All right, I'm going to call out some of the names of the Growth Council after you hang up.
Yeah, all right.
Yes.
Interesting.
Okay.
All right. Is there another call? Good morning and welcome.
Hello.
Good morning. How are you?
Love and respect, family.
To you too, my brother.
First things first. Yesterday when I was, my most honorables, I left out the owner of the radio station, Mr. and I want to say, in terms of providing, it's relatively little.
Wow, the connection is very bad, my brother. We're hearing like every second word.
Oh, I don't know why.
Oh, that was not bad. Continue then.
Yes. I'm just saying in terms of providing the platform for iron to sharpen iron, the richness of I would have to give him that honor also. So no honor and respect to Mr. Tony Shah.
Listen, we're not hearing you. Ras, can I ask you to try and call us back? We're not hearing you. We're not hearing you. Good morning. Welcome to the Morning Connection.
Good morning, love and bless. What going?
Very good, African. How are you?
I'm present. I give thanks for it tonight. Good to be here, you know. You let the people them nice shooter, you know.
Yes, thanks.
Hail the eye.
Netting.
Yes, you said netting.
What? Yeah, netting. What you know that to mean, Miss Minett?
You're talking about it in the accounting sense?
No, in the net where we use, like we use it in the sea and them something.
Oh, to fish. Okay.
Or fishing. Okay.
I don't know much about fish nets, my brother, except what it look like.
I know about it, man. When I throw it, it take up no fish. When I throw the fishing line,
yes,
I'll get one.
That one I'm gonna give you one or so, you know.
Okay.
But when I throw the net, you get plenty.
Okay. And the size of the size of the net matters because you can
depends on the size of the net also.
Yeah, you can pick up baby fish when you really should leave them out.
Out there.
Anything we are taught, you can just collect it back.
Yeah, that's true.
Everything we are putting in a pot, yeah. They just sweep one net through it, and everything come up in the net.
Yes.
Yeah, so me have, when you see the Minister of Finance, when you talk about the money.
Yes.
And the netting. So when I give them a plan for netting back in.
What that's insightful, African. That's so insightful.
Yeah, so we see things, man. We see things the appropriate way, you know.
Yes.
And we don't go around and tell no life to nobody. Nobody not pay me to call on phone.
Hear you. I hear you loud and clear. Loud and clear. So, I mean, is this a comment generally, or you're focusing on this payment of allowances and the taking back?
Yeah, it's now focused on this minute.
Right.
Anything with them. Remember, you know, in our emancipation, you know, we get the slave master name, you know. How far name I think we have, Miss Minett?
Oh, my brother. There, some of us don't even know because some have part of the slave master name, and some are named based on their connection to. Like
Miss Minett, nobody never run a while, you know.
Well, there's no dustbin in God's creation where he throw away people.
Yes, well, Miss Minett, all of us who live in Jamaica get the slave master name. Yes, so the property where him left, yeah, we not get it, you know.
Only the name.
Only the name, in Miss Minett. Somebody just show you how them people are deal with we, you know. Certain things them no want to give weight. So how we ever achieve it? And it's the right here. The right here, you know, all of the something where we achieve the right here, you know. And you're bringing people from east, west, north, and south to come take it over. Miss Minett, now let us go like this every day, you know.
I don't think so either.
Love and bless, you hear me? It's good to be here. I don't want to kick off nobody's head this morning. Yeah?
All right, then. All right.
And it's time for our 9 o'clock break, so just stay with us. We'll be right back.
A difference you can hear. A difference you can feel.
Bess FM-100 on your dial. Keep listening.
Vejan Printers for all your printing needs. We specialize in calendars, flyers, brochures, and more. Call us today at 968-7506. That's 968-7506. Or visit us at 4 East Bloomsbury Road, off Hagley Park Road. Vejan Printers, your best choice in printing.
What should a taxi service do for you? On-time taxi service is more than just a ride to the other side of town. They offer clean and spacious vehicles, reliable service, and promise to always look out for their customers. They'll come when you call and take you where you want to go on time.
From anywhere at all. You can call us at 926-3866.
We are something special on the road.
Half a tree, one and drive, half a tree. Bossy, how you do I take taxi star?
Jano, I want to tell you, say, 2 months now, my transmission mash up, and I check everybody and can't hear nothing positive.
Yeah, hear me? You waste all that time I shop around and never call the experts. Winters Auto have them. Them have over 35 years of experience and them diagnose your problem and get back your transmission brand new. For them service excellent and efficient. Trust me, man. You hear me? Call them at 929-7040 or go to them at 106 Maxfield Avenue, Kingston 13 and talk directly to the boss. Just tell them I'm me send you.
Wow, you big star. Yeah, man, respect my boss.
I try and call cause trust me.
Waiters Auto Spares and Repairs, good afternoon.
Ah, what a relief.
Looking to clean your vehicle super clean? 123 Clean Car Wash, located at 2 1/4 Osborne Road, Kingston 10. Entrance on Grove Road, below Tropical Battery. They wash and vacuum, undercarriage wash, engine wash, polish and compound, shampoo and detailing. Call them at 876-631-3400. 123 Clean Car Wash, the best in the business for a cleaner wash.
1, 2, 3, believe me, it's so easy. 1, 2, 3.
For a better choice in all your electrical supplies, A, authorized 3M dealer and better brand names. B, better service including free island-wide delivery. C, all major credit and debit cards accepted. It's ABC Electrical Sales, shop number 8, Hagley Park Plaza, Kingston 10. Open Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m., Saturday, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. We make your electrical jobs as easy as ABC. Call 754-382-528 or fax 754-3659. ABC Electrical Sales, for a better choice.
This is your beloved Pastor Percy from the Morning Connection. Support our commitment to Jamaica by joining us on Wednesday mornings at 7:30 when we pray for the nation. Show us you care. Advertise with us. For more information, call our offices at 876-276-8935.
The Morning Connection is not your usual talk show. We aim to stimulate discussion and chart new paths to self-empowerment. So please join us, Minett and Percy, on The Morning Connection, Mondays to Thursdays, 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. on Bess100 FM.
It's good, it's better, but nothing beats.
Welcome back and good morning.
Up in the house.
Oh, how are you, sir? Welcome to the program.
Am I coming to better?
Yes, I think so. Hearing you.
All right. Give praise to that.
Did you have to climb a tree?
We never climb a tree today.
Something like that, but we reach.
You reach, all right.
All right.
So we are saying most honorable respect to Mr. Tony Shaw. I don't know the man very well, but in terms of providing this melting pot, this iron sharpness, iron, the richness and the spirituality of philosophies and opinions and whatever that is provided from this station. Equal in the other station from my perspective in Jamaica, so may I give that respect, you know?
All right, sir. Thank you. On behalf of all the parties named.
And I want to clarify myself to beloved listeners when I say me I come back some of them in their mouth. Them position when them take from the Bible.
Yes.
Don't get me wrong, my beloved sisters and brothers. Let me say this. Every single caller, and I say every single caller to this program, I get to learn and or discern something from that call. And you have a whole heap of people when we have a whole heap of respect for. Even some of them when we have a feel back in their mouth. So I don't want them get it wrong.
All right. You know, time is limited, so you have to get to the subject before you deal with the preliminaries for too long.
Okay. Well, as usual, the time is not here to deal with the real heavy thing we would have loved to deal with. So, may I go and touch some one thing.
Do what you can. Which one are you touching this morning?
A word called sorcery.
All right.
Pastor Percy, well, he's really to Pastor Percy, but anyone else can chime in still. Pastor Percy, this word sorcery that comes up in the Bible a few times. And from my perspective, most of the people in Jamaica, when they hear this word, we tend to get some kind of strange, I don't know, all kind of ideas about it. But from your perspective, Father Percy, could you tell us what is sorcery?
What is sorcery? I think of it in terms of...
How would you explain it to with people here right now? I can't know it come up in the Bible and I can't know how Jamaican people have a way to it. Have all kind of ideas.
So, can you give me the context in which you want to talk about sorcery? What is the context in which you want to talk about it? In the context of supernatural happenings, or you want to talk about it in the context of moral irregularities or happenings that don't have a divine origin but originate completely in the imagination of man?
Blessed Sister Minett.
Yes.
Well, I'm glad you asked the question.
Because I was going where
a more direct question would be there. To what extent do we believe or know that sorcery has played a big role in the political history of Jamaica?
In terms of magic, use of magic, that's what people call sorcery. That's what you're saying.
All right.
But,
okay,
sorcery have the two meanings, you know. That's why I'm focusing you, because I want to know if you're talking about what man do, or you're talking about what man does in conjunction with supernatural beings, be it of the good or the bad.
Okay. Let me put it this way.
Yes.
First there was Britain, right? And then there was Great Britain. Now, most of us or all of us know how and by what method Britain became Great Britain. And despite the fact that we know that this Great Britain, so to speak, within a relatively short period of time, has been able to now establish itself in, one would say, the top leadership of the world, the moral and legal justice leadership of the world. Great Britain seems to hold that perspective in the world today.
You're talking about now top 7, like you're looking at the G7 construct. Not that they are, because they are not considered the leader of the world.
Okay.
So you're talking just the top 10 then.
The top leadership.
Okay. Yes.
Or even if we confine it to, let's say, what is called as the British Commonwealth of Nations.
But Russ, what the question?
I am sorry.
I was just asking you to move along. You looking at the influence and the impact of sorcery on governance. That's what you're talking about. If you were to sum it up, yeah. And what is the point you are putting for that? You think it has too much impact, too much influence, don't influence? What are you saying?
I would say that the use of sorcery has been one of the greatest methods used by Great Britain to be established in such a position in the world right now.
Okay.
So what do you mean? What do you mean by sorcery?
Okay. Now in Jamaica, we have a thing where we would have called generalship, where we have a word that we use. We say generalship. Now on our Jamaican level, I would have said, from my perspective, I would have said sorcery really is where you have said professional, spiritual, and psychological generalship. In a Jamaican language, I would have put it away. And let me explain that now. Professional, spiritual, and psychological generalship. It is a sorcery of the mind. It is a trickery of the mind. It is the mind being sorcerized into.
So you're making up your own meaning, or this is what it means to you, or what? I'm not following you as well as I should, because sorcery has a meaning that is commonly understood and accepted both in the Bible and in sociology or in just social settings. It has a meaning.
Let me see if we can attack it another way.
Yes.
Jesus the Christ, they say, was crucified in a place called Golgotha. And they say by interpretation, that name was meant the skull, meaning the skull.
Yes.
In the skull, of course, encases the brain. We're thoughts.
All right. You see, because Rasmandito, we have another caller, and because you're starting so far back in your explanation, you have to get to the heart of it so we can move on.
Okay, Sister Minett.
Yeah.
Today, the Christ nation, so to speak, the Christ nation, the Rastafari appointed nation, the little strong nation of Isaiah 60 verse 22.
Yes.
The one that he says, my Father's house is a house of prayer.
Yes.
The house in this sense is not the church building. The house is the same little nation, is appointed nation. The house is a symbol for that nation. Why is it a house of prayer? It is the only one says, Eternal Father, bless our land.
Okay.
Why are we the little child that shall lead them? We say so that Jamaica must play our part in the advancement of the whole human race.
All right, Ross. So we're gonna take it. We'll hold it for the other time. We have another call.
That's as far as we can take it on this call. But,
all right.
You're welcome to call us back. Thanks very much.
I really wish you'd give. I would get the opportunity. There is so much that
not at this point though, because what you're saying is bigger than we can handle in a conversation on a talk show.
All right then.
I said the Christ nation today has been crucified in the mind.
All right, Raz, we're going to go now. Good morning. Welcome to the Morning Connection.
Good morning.
Hey, Cruz. Good morning, sir.
Yeah, call back because I didn't finish.
Yes.
There's a possibility that your show could go on until 2 o'clock?
I don't think there's a possibility.
There's not a possibility.
You'd have to come here and cook for us, feed us, and generally take care of us until 2 o'clock.
12 o'clock then.
No.
I love it. You're negotiating.
11 o'clock.
All right. Why you really call us? Why did you really call?
I need to know because a lot of people don't know.
Yes.
I get some sketches about Argentina. You need to educate the people what Argentina did.
Yeah, man. It was in the paper yesterday.
How can I find that story that they did? Hear me now. What I need to talk about, and I was waiting for a long time, and I was cut short.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yesterday's paper, Abrams did a very good article about it, so you can read it, and him can give you the sources.
You can go to Wikipedia.
Yesterday papers.
Yes,
All right,
in the
I'm going to
Gleaner.
try and get that. The main thing is it's football time now.
Yes.
And you know, white people is always trying to find a white hero.
Yes.
You know that?
Yes.
In basketball, in boxing, in work.
And black people look for a black hero. And the Japanese
and the Chinaman look for a
everybody
Chinese
look for
hero.
a hero that look like them.
Yes, but what I'm saying, the white people tried it most because we always outdo them in everything.
I have never measured, but
No,
go on, make your
they're
point, man.
saying-
Don't make your point. Don't bother.
They're saying if Messi win this World Cup,
yes,
it becomes the GOAT.
he will get the crown. He will get the crown. You know which crown?
The
He'll
GOAT
get
one. The GOAT one.
Pele crown. Pele crown.
No, because the GOAT, the greatest of all time.
Yeah. No. There's no football yet. Even if Messi win this, he could never do what Pele did. Never.
All right,
'Cause
sir. There are many who feel as you do.
Yeah, it's the truth, but true. He's white or brown or whatever, and Pele is black. Pele won 3 World Cup. He could have won 4, but he didn't went to 1 because of the way white man kick him down and mash him up.
All right, sir.
Messi, I see the guy make a play that any ordinary player make, and they said there was nobody else like him, and will never. There's killer football than Messi in Africa that play for African club and play for club in Europe. But to their black, they don't get talk about it. It's just like Beckham. By the time Beckham was the greatest footballer because of what? He had blonde hair and he could sell. They could sell his shirt and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So
But
there
you know,
see.
I don't trouble yourself about these things, Mr. Cruz. Just make
I have
sure
to.
that
It will.
make sure that your son, your workers, all the people that you have contact with understand that those are just vain imaginings. Focus on the excellence that we can be in our own right and not be in competition with anybody else because we are unique in our own ways.
And become the best that we
every
can
man
be.
have him season.
Yeah,
I'm not disturbed by those things, but I am aware of it. And so
those people been having all the season, if you check history, all the season. And nobody's gonna throw me a ripe banana and I gonna eat it. I'm gonna run up there and choke them. Simple as that.
Yeah, but
you understand what I'm saying?
Yes, I understand what you're saying. There
What
is
are the main thing I
racism.
call about too?
There is
Did you
racism in
saw what
sports.
the police and soldier commission talk about last night on TV?
This is the commissioner who was responding to the Indicom report or something else?
Yes.
I saw him
I
responding.
call him the police and soldier.
Commissioner.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah,
What did you think of it? Now that is of interest to me. What did you think of it?
That man is just like the prime minister. He seems like he don't have any remorse. He don't care about people, human rights or anything like that.
Yeah.
He's telling Indicom say what they say. And I know police kill a lot. Jamaican police don't kill you unless they catch you. They hold you, you don't have your gun, then they shoot you.
Not a fair fight.
Not a fair fight. Jamaica police quick to take cover. When gunshots start fire, they are them first to take cover. So they mostly kill people when they hold them. They know use a gunman and they catch you. And they now face when you shoot after them, you know.
Yeah.
But they love their life
Yeah.
and money. Most high killing in a Jamaica where police kill are when they hold the people them. We know that. That of a fact I'm a family member where they kill. and put machete on him, say, a machete, and him a run with him back turn. So this I don't know what's wrong with the human rights people in this country. Why they don't stand up and object to what them people are do and say.
Well, some people have started to do it.
Yes.
But more Jamaicans need to recognize that it could be you. And so therefore it could be you one of the days we need to become our brother's keeper. That's my simple response.
Yes, and more of us like you have family members, people we know who have had one running or another with something along those lines, and we have our own experience. So we should share, speak about it, speak against it. But this commissioner, is the one of whom the polls say nobody trusts or have confidence in him. So I don't know that his words will carry weight with the majority of people. We know that something has gone horribly wrong in his portfolio, and we don't expect him to be the one to convince us otherwise.
But the man looked so aggressive and ignorant last night.
Yeah, I didn't like his response either.
Wrong and strong?
This man is sick. He's sick.
He's wrong and strong.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. We have another caller, Cruz. Thank you.
All right.
Blessings.
Good morning and welcome.
Yes, hello. There is nothing positive about sorcery in the Bible.
Nothing.
Positive elsewhere. But in the Bible, there's nothing positive. In fact, him say, God said that the sorcerers are outside. As an idolatrous and those who love lies. That's what sorcerer is. That's the caller there. When he calls, he spends a million years getting to the point. He's frustrated. He's frustrating to listen to.
And it's
Very
frustrating.
frustrating. When name Ras, blah, 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 whatever his name is.
Yeah, but it's frustrating for him
He takes
too.
a million years to get to the point.
Yeah,
I kept asking him, what is he saying?
Yeah, it's frustrating for him too, because then he feels like he hasn't been given fair time. And I'm saying this for his benefit, but in this kind of setting where we're trying to allow persons to voice, we can't spend a lot of time preparing
20,
the pitch.
30 minutes,
if you prepare the pitch for too long, you're not gonna get to play on it. Some other person going to come and have the use of it.
He presents with his feelings and his personal feelings, and he wants to say a lot, but he can't say it for whatever reason.
Yes.
And it just doesn't get to the point, and we learn nothing much from him.
Yeah. Well, I hope that's not why you called, because I hope you have something.
I called to say that sorcery, he wanted to know what it is. There's nothing positive about it, and it is listed with dogs and murderers and whoremongers and idolaters and those who love a lie.
And mostly idolatry, because God don't want us to believe and rely on any other source for truth than on himself. But the two elements to it which I highlighted, I wasn't getting a feel of which one he wanted to zero in on, because you have the supernatural of entreating with dark forces, and you have just witchcraft, which is man's own imagination powering his ambitions and his plans, and we create our own gods and our own idols, and we begin to set rules for ourselves that are inconsistent with what God wants us to do. Because witchcraft or sorcery has those two elements to it.
Same root.
Yes, it's the same root, and it is the same idea of supplanting our reliance and our worship of God with some other source of power, and there's nothing good about it.
It is a different spirit.
Yes,
man.
Yes.
It's a devils. Jesus did drive out devils out of people.
Precisely. Not the spirit that you want to keep.
Devils.
Yeah.
And it leads to destruction ultimately. That's what it does.
But
Destroy.
Yeah, I was curious about where he was going with the idea that powerful nations that behave in an oppressive and unholy way are relying on sorcery or a different source of power from God. That I was curious where he was going with it, because many have said that about America, the plumed serpent, the country itself being named after a deity. other than God, and how the foundation of its power rests on something that will not stand. And he was beginning to say something about Great Britain. And we know that if your way of growth is to go around the world and take from other people and oppress them, enslave them, steal their wealth, and so on, that is not of God.
No, it's not. And is not all the world under sorcery?
Yeah, man.
Yes.
Prince of the power.
Yes.
Of this world.
Yes.
Yes. That is the world system.
Let's bear that in mind also.
Yeah. And it manifests in so many different ways. I mean, yesterday,
Right,
I
manifest in
think
different ways, right.
here too, with the carnage on the road and the amount of blood that is being spilt in this land.
You just, madam, you just said it, because question,
Yes.
the murder rate so high, so prevalent, so plenty. Why can't we stop something so dirty in our lives? Why?
And unacceptable. There's nobody who is saying, well, this is a good move for Jamaica if we thin out the population, and nobody is saying that this is growth, this is positive. Even those who believe in it and support it and are secretly practicing it, nobody is saying it's a good thing, and yet we can't stop it. That tells you that something is at work that is
There's
difficult.
another element. There is another element, and some of the things.
Even Elaine.
Yes.
She had a wonderful idea yesterday.
Yes.
Yes, man.
Yes.
Yes, she said, why not have drones and why not trap the people from the begin to ship them when they post the letter, when they post the barrel.
Yes. Yeah, man.
Get them right there, their names, their faces, everything.
Yeah.
Why can't that be done?
And nothing in what she was saying is beyond the capabilities of modern technology or modern thinking. Nothing. It's common sense what she was saying.
That's right.
And
I've always
yet
said, use drones and track them, follow them with drones, follow them.
we have the technology.
What's hard about that?
Yeah, yet it is not. We're not seeing the fruits of it because they'll tell you that they use this and they use that.
Because they don't want. Because when things are good, they lose power.
Yeah.
When things are good, they lose power. When things are evil, they get power.
Yeah.
That's what I did. I have
That's what you have
concluded
deduced.
with myself.
Yeah. And that's always the great temptation. The great temptation is that when you are in charge of things, you get addicted to the power and the pomp and the pageantry and all that it gives you. You get so addicted to it then that you begin to cling to it with strategies that are not wholesome.
Unnatural. And then you begin to rely on the power. My friend, if some of the things we don't bother talking on radio because some of the things we know that people go. Look what happened with Kevin Smith.
Yeah. That's what was raised yesterday.
Yeah, the Kevin Smith, and who was his patronage. I remember as a child, before the new highway, driving over Mount Diablo with my mother when I was much older and seeing the cars that were parked up at Mount Rasa, the people going to say, what his name was? That Wobia man?
Oh, yeah. That
the Lawrence or whatever his name was. Yeah.
That live on the hill. Yep. So Rasmandita was into a very interesting area, but we couldn't get from him what he was really saying. But I thank you for calling and opening it up, because it is entirely possible for a whole nation to be mesmerized, to be under a spell. It is possible. And there are ways to break it, and those of us who study and understand it need to be patient and diligent in teaching others how to break. You can break a stronghold in your own life. This is where some spirit, whether it is laziness, alcoholism, or something, just take hold of you and you find you can't resist going in a certain direction. You can break it. You can break it. I got and the signal that it's 9:30.
And some of us have broken it. Yeah. Thanks for calling.
Victory.
Victory. A whole heap of people are walking at them victory. I'm going to bring one of my friends, come make him give you further insights in it. I'm giving people victory. All right.
Yeah. All right, brother. Thank you so much. Yeah.
It's good. It's better, but nothing beats.
Veg Print is for all your printing needs. We specialize in calendars, flyers, brochures, and more. Call us today at 968-7506. That's 968-7506. Or visit us at 4 East Bloomsbury Road, off Hagley Park Road. Veg Printers, your best choice in printing.
Seniors, the Ministry of Labor and Social Security is advising that the November 2022 payment under the Social Pension Program is now available for collection. Check your text messages to confirm your payment arrangements. For further information, call 876-922-8007. The Social Pension Program, caring for our elderly. A message from the Ministry of Labor and Social Security, providing opportunity, stability, and social protection.
It's the season of giving, and the SOS Children's Village is proudly celebrating 50 years in Jamaica. Yes, that's 50 strong years of relentless support to our nation's children. Do you have a heart to care for the less fortunate? Help us to continue to provide a safe home for the children. Donate to a worthy cause. Donate through our website at www.sos-jamaica.org or call us at 979-5850. That's 979-5850.
What should a taxi service do for you? On-time taxi service is more than just a ride to the other side of town. They offer clean and spacious vehicles, reliable service, and promise to always look out for their customers. They'll come when you call and take you where you want to go on time.
We are something special on the road.
Half a tree, one and drive, half a tree. Bossy, how you do I take taxi style?
Jano, I want to tell you, say, 2 months now, my transmission mash up, and I check everybody and can't hear nothing positive.
Yeah, hear me? You waste all that time I shop around and never call the experts. Winters Auto have them. Them have over 35 years of experience and them diagnose your problem and get back your transmission brand new. For them service excellent and efficient. Trust me, man. You hear me? Call them at 929-7040 or go to them at 106 Maxfield Avenue, Kingston 13 and talk directly to the boss. Just tell them I'm me, send you.
Wow, you big star. Yeah, man, respect my boss.
I try and call you, cause trust me.
Waiters Auto Spares and Repairs, good afternoon.
What a relief.
This is your beloved Pastor Percy from the Morning Connection. Support our commitment to Jamaica by joining us on Wednesday mornings at 7:30 when we pray for the nation. Show us you care. Advertise with us. For more information, call our offices at 876-276-8935.
It's good, it's better, but nothing beats.
Sean.
Good morning, welcome caller.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Wow, not hearing properly at all.
Hello.
Come on.
Yes, sir. Good morning, sir. How are you?
I'm good, man. What type of book do you think the Bible is?
I would say a prophetic book. What do you say?
History, prophetic,
history.
prose, poetry.
Yeah,
a lot of things are
different things in it. But
it is a history and a cultural book for
beyond
those
that.
people that live in that time.
No, beyond that, the book is prophetic in terms of some of the things that are recorded and some of the things it speak to. If you live in that time, that would not make any sense. But to those of us who are present now, we see a lot of things unfolding right in front of our eyes. That's why it's a very prophetic book in terms of some of the things it has spoken about.
And you want to remember in Enlightened that what we are reading today and say and we call Bible didn't exist in the time of the people about whom it is written.
Yeah, because some of the accounts in the Bible were written by men that wasn't even around. The person who never experienced some of those things, like Paul and John and all those type of men that write some of those scriptures.
No.
They never witnessed it themselves.
Hold on.
No, it depends on what you're talking
Depends on what
about
you're
now.
talking about. So.
No, but if you read in the creation,
mm-hmm.
both of them. When you read the creation, most of them not.
No, he would not have been. The first 5 books are credited to Moses, which is the Torah, which was a revelation of the beginnings that God gave to him. Now, if you say you don't believe in revelation, that's another matter, but revelation, inspiration is given to man. So, in terms of those accounts, you would have had to be there, and the only person who could have been there was God himself. And God inspired Moses to write down those things, like the Genesis. That's the first one. In terms, you have Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, Deuteronomy. Deuteronomy, Numbers, Leviticus were instructions given to them as to how they should live their lives, right?
And Moses was clearly keeping a narrative of what he was doing.
Yeah.
So later on.
But those are cultural things that the people live by normally.
Some of the things.
All right. Tell me what's on your mind, my brother, because there's no debating that aspect of it.
Even women also discriminated against in the Bible.
And still today.
Yeah, so if we're going to have a book that is so anti female and all.
It's not. The book is not anti-female.
No. So all right. So hold on a second.
All right. Timothy chapter 2 verse 12.
Mm-hmm.
So we can read that pastor.
Oh, you don't have it to hand?
Yeah.
No, I don't have it to hand.
I was talking about being quiet in that one there. Which one?
Yeah. So women should not be in church take part in charge take a leading role in church. That is my understanding of it.
So what was all right. So as you rightly says, some of the things you have to understand the context in terms of the instructions that were given then. But you have said that
instructions given by who?
Instructions given by Paul to Timothy as to what was happening in his context, as to how the woman should relate. No, okay.
In a cultural context.
Right. But what I'm saying to you, go behind that. You make a general statement that the Bible is anti-woman. It could not be anti-woman when you go to Genesis and you hear what God says in terms of how man and woman should relate to each other.
Yeah, but when I read the Bible, you know, I'm not read the Bible more than saying, but based on my little knowledge of the Bible,
mm-hmm.
I don't think 6 women names are mentioned in the Bible.
No, man, no.
Way more than 6.
And even and interestingly, as you talk about that, okay, if as you said, the Bible is anti-woman, right? Then you would not have a record which speaks of Deborah being a prophetess and leading the children of Israel in war. You would not have Ruth. You would not have Esther. Esther is a book about a woman. Ruth is a book about a woman. Mary and all of that. Say it is clear.
Do we have a chapter? Do we have a chapter like say John and Peter? We have anything by Ruth?
Yes, man. You have a book named Ruth. That's why I'm telling you.
Esther.
I'm say to you again, enlighten. Go read the book for yourself. You need to say it. A lot of people speak without experiencing. Go and read it. Go and read it, because you have just made a very broad, sweeping statement in terms of the book, having not read it for yourself.
Anyway, I forgive you here because many have used the Bible to reinforce every kind of punitive and disastrous initiative that man want to launch.
Yeah.
It has been used to sustain and justify slavery, the abuse of women, the abuse of children. It's been used in every context that man could. When they're ready, then pull it out to justify every kind of political mission that they want to be on. So you're forgiven.
That's what drive me away from the Bible.
Yeah, but that is not about the Bible. That is about the sorcery of man. We're talking about witchcraft. That is man's own inclination to take the sacred things and
make it
manipulate to his own use, so he can tell those who are impressed by matters of a divine nature that yes, that God wants you to behave that way too.
But it's a dangerous thing that, if a man can use a book.
But the man use
that is so sacred.
Yes, but also
then I think we should get rid of that book.
Then if man can beat woman who bear children, and not just beat her, but kill her and rape her, if man will do that to the sacred female, without whom he cannot extend his own genetics,
race without
there's nothing beyond us, really. There's nothing beyond us.
But to me, that this book has too much influence on man, you know. That's my problem.
The book is just there. It can stay like you haven't really read it, but you call it influence. Look at it. You haven't even read it and you're being influenced by it.
In every country, the religion, you know. I should say religion instead of the book.
Yes, you should, because if it's not the book, it's something else that man hold up and say, you see this?
They use it and influence people in all kind of ways, what they feel like, you know, what to suit them, you know, man.
And I agree with you, you know. I read you on enlightenment. It's true. So that is why now I say to people, the book points you to the source. So you need to, as we say, get in touch with the source, because that helps you. You see some things and I say, I must confess some of the times, even as I pass, read something I say, so really go so? How did plan? I'm say, Father, no, you need to explain. You need to inspire and give me a revelation. What's
but
happening.
Now you're talking why he says, for lack of knowledge, my people perish. If we inform ourselves rightly on these matters, we cannot be easily fooled. He says, do not be deceived. God is not mocked. So a man can't take up the sacred book and I use it for something ungodly and fool me. Will never happen, because I pursue the knowledge of him that gives me the freedom to escape that kind of bondage and confusion.
My lady, when you have something as influential as the Bible and everybody can read it and get come with their own interpretation. When I say it's confusion,
no, but that's not true though. It's not true. It's not true. You're displaying the lack of knowledge now. Read it so we can have a good conversation, and you will see that there's more that we can agree on than would cause confusion. I have another call, and the producer look like him a wrap up. So I gotta go. I gotta go. All right, thank you.
Read it, my brother. Read it.
Good morning and welcome.
Good morning. Good
morning, Wayne.
Good morning. Yeah. We in long time.
I talk about Christine, you know, say, if she born, she not get Christine, you know, me I tell her, say, come, me I think about here, you know, come let me go visit here.
I think you need to visit her.
That's good. Make you come dead.
I can't love your spirit, you know.
No, man.
Like a person who I think, you know.
Yes.
Yeah, man, because just before you miss that, if you're serious about that, we can arrange it that even at your location, I can come and dedicate the daughter for you. That's no problem.
That's beautiful.
No problem. Because
because the Bible show you still, you know, Old Testament, New Testament, the people them not thinking, you know.
Yeah.
And the Bible is not a religious book. It's a book that teaches us the right way to go about life, the things that we do in life, how we worship God, how we live amongst ourselves.
True.
Yes. Yeah.
Wonderful.
Yeah. And every part of it, every word in it is of value to someone in some situation.
Yeah.
So I thank you for pointing that out.
And that is why I think in James, the writer says, man not misunderstand Paul, you know, because you see, faith is important, because faith to me is trusting in the Creator, the source. the energy of all things.
Yes.
But forgot misinterpret Paul and feel like the law no mean nothing no more than faith. It's madness. It's like you tell me say, when you sit down and look into life and say, you brush your teeth 2 times a day. It's good to keep your teeth from
decay,
from rotting, you know. And a man come at them and say, no man, you can't forget that law, man. Just have faith in God and God will keep your teeth from decay. You know,
If it don't work, it's dead, yeah.
And not, you know?
Yeah.
So we all have it, that's why we need true people. Because you have good and you have evil. God made them both. And he have a reason why he made them. You know? So it's a trial, you know?
Yes.
And I would there. One more thing I got now. What about sorcery, you know?
Yes.
Like for instance now, you have some neighbor where no around to tell people say me I hold them and me I hold on the people them around them. Right?
Really?
And the person who said that. The person who said that.
Yes.
If me have a tape anytime in there in front of me I talk, the man have nothing got to say about me when he talk to me in my face, you know. The man make me feel like I'm an angel from heaven.
And when he's behind your back, him say you
word
put him
of God
under a
speaks
spell.
on- the
It's
word
all
of God
like
speak.
you put him under a spell, Wayne. So when he's in your presence, him can't bad talk you.
Man. Sometimes people say you're wise and you're hardworking and they know why you reach nowhere, you know. So they might them trying to keep you down. But to me a Psalms man and me a prayer man and me a faith man, you know. So let them to say, no matter what ball them fling, me a back them
you
way.
return it, yes. Well, that's the spirit
you know.
at work in you. You
Anyway,
better...
I know say,
yeah.
You know the time I got
I
I'm not going up here now.
all
But
right,
just
my
a
brother.
pastor,
All right,
Thank you.
Wayne. Bless up.
Next time we can talk again, me try get in earlier, you know?
Yes, please, sir. Because you don't, you don't have the excuse that our brother in Canada have.
I kept pull on. Was on the roof fixing his heater and he can't text.
His fingers are too cold.
Yeah.
We could have sent you some sunshine. But I thank you for the point. You came in time to remind us that the study of science, math, physics, chemistry, we need to pursue the acquisition of knowledge in all these areas. And grow our nation.
So Akebolan says like God send me.
Call me right in time. Yes, because when you talk about the pursuit of knowledge, some might think we're wrapping up. Wayne gone. Bye, Wayne. We are in our wrap-up stage. And it's important just to emphasize that the pursuit of knowledge is not just knowledge of Scripture, though, of course,
Knowledge
that would
of
be the
everything.
beginning of wisdom. It is, you get knowledge of God, and through your knowledge of God, you can rightly interpret and apply these disciplines now, the math, the science, the physics, the chemistry. That way, if you create a womb factory, it's not a womb factory to make... something that is abhorrent to God. It is an answer to infertility problem, or one of the places that talk about the womb factory says women who have had to remove their uterus and who have put their eggs on ice for the day when something can happen. There are facilities that will... The test tube baby is just the test tube baby on a massive scale.
No, the test tube baby is what happens is that they do the in vitro fertilization and then implant it in a womb.
If you have a womb, some people
or
don't
put it
have
in
womb.
somebody. That's why you have
surrogate motherhood.
Right.
So when the lady raised the question, my first thought was it is not new that mankind finds a way to give children to infertile families. It's not new. Hagar was a surrogate mother.
Yeah, but
all throughout the 12 tribes of Israel, about 8 or 9 of them come through surrogacy, the slave of one wife or another. So we know that man has been hunting for ways to answer infertility, and many things have been done in that guise. As science marches on, of course, the ways they do it will change, but it does not take away the need for us to be ethical and moral and God conscious in whatever we do. If we are doing it out of our own imagination as witchcraft, it's not going to go anywhere positive. But you can answer the problem of infertility in ways that science allow. And the first time it happened that a woman could put her egg somewhere and later on implant it in another womb was a blessing.
Not say no, but I love what you have added to that. in terms of doing it, but in an ethical way.
That's what is holding it right now at the gate, you know.
Because then, and then you ask, what is the motivation for doing this? You ever heard people talk about Human 2.0? You ever heard that discussion?
Yes, but she wasn't talking about...
she was referring to her article that I scanned that somebody had sent in, but I didn't read it in
its depth. But you know, nothing new under the sun. Man has always been trying to have children when the womb seemed to be lazy or closed. Some have had supernatural encounters which opened up the channel. I know of at least one woman who
never had a womb and
have a baby because the Lord restored the womb because He make the body and can put back apart that. And we, in our way of imitating the divine, we constantly push to see, well, if God can do this, maybe man can synthesize it. The morality is always the issue.
Motivations.
Yeah. Oh, wow. We will have some time to go back into some of these issues tomorrow, because even as we want to talk about breaking the strongholds of sorcery, witchcraft, man's own disobedience. There are ways to do it. Reconditioning of the mind, renewal of the mind, getting yourself into that space so you can shift your family, yourself, from one situation that is unprogressive to one that is more abundant living. We got to learn how to do that.
I wonder if we do that, you know. Where did we lose our identity or humanity? Powerful song.
Yes.
That one. How old is that song, Mr. Producer? You usually have a sound system. 70s, 80s, 60s.
All right. While Lloyd find that song, let me say the thank yous. Thank you to everyone who listened, participated, supported us, and even to the gentleman. I got a comment was posted last night, I think. One of our listeners who felt that my comments to a caller who was complaining about NHD and NIS not being adequate to meet the needs and so on. I just want to say to the caller, I got the note, I responded, but if there's anyone who felt that I was communicating that you're not to have any expectation of getting something from NHD government, no. The reality of it and my position on it, as we teach principles of the kingdom, when you give for the betterment of others, not because you are expecting a benefit directly to yourself. Government has a responsibility to provide affordable housing and access to housing, and one of the systems they've set up is that people make contributions. But those contributions are not just for yourself. It is for everybody. So you may contribute and never get. The fact that you never got because you never applied or for one reason or another you didn't qualify does not make your giving something done in vain or wasteful or unreasonable or unfair, because you are giving for the benefit of others. And even as you give, you should be exploiting every opportunity that you have to provide for yourself. So if you don't use it, somebody else who is worse off than you can use it. That's the context in which we give to NIS, pay taxes, all of the things that we put in the common pot that the government spend for is for the greater good of the entire nation.
And that's why we leak government when they waste it.
Absolutely.
Corrupt it. That's what we're against.
My plan is to never need to get a handout from government, because if I have to be taking a handout from government, it means I'm not doing well in my own right. I want to do well in my own right, and so should every citizen should plan against, I can take care of self, but I give so that others who can't will have something they can get. So that's the context in which we say these things. Taki, thank you for the goodbye. He said, walk good, one and all. And we say the same. See you tomorrow.
Don't buck your toe.
standing taller to face the darkest and the hardest of times. We'll be taking care of all the children thereof. But if it's required, we'll be on the front line. You can call me by my name. I am ready to roll. Once the rules remain the same, how the story's been told. Call me anytime, never cop out. Lioness is on the rise, don't you ever have doubt. Never say never, willingness forever to fight and be strong. Once it's for better, I'll write every letter and moving right along. And I'll roll with the punches, accept changes, work with the formula, do what I have to do, and call me by my name. I am ready to roll. Once the rules remain the same, how the story's been told. Call me anytime, never cop out. Lioness is on the rise, don't you ever have doubt. When you are willing to serve, we have room to observe, to see if you can walk the walk you took. Let me give you my word, my voice must be heard. Bravery is a piece of my heart. Call me by my name, I am ready to roll. Once the rules remain the same, how the story's been told. Call me anytime, never cop out. A lioness is on the rise, don't ever have no doubt. When the roll is called up, we'll be standing taller to face the darkest and the hardest of time. All the children thereof, but if it's required, we'll be on the front line. You can call me by my name, I am ready to roll.
A difference you can hear.
Bess FM, keep listening.
Why the bus boxer? Sorry, young man. I never mean to step on your toe.
You're good, Granny.
Hi, Grandma. Here is a seat. Thank you, my dear. You know how long I did stand up at the bus stop and wait? Be considerate. It is contagious. Let's pass it on to the weak and the strong.
A difference you can hear.
Bess FM, keep listening.
Seniors, the Ministry of Labor and Social Security is advising that the November 2022 payment under the Social Pension Program is now available for collection. Check your text messages to confirm your payment arrangements. For further information, call 876-922-8007. The Social Pension Program, caring for our elderly. A message from the Ministry of Labor and Social Security, providing opportunity, stability, and social protection.
For a better choice in all your electrical supplies, A, authorized 3M dealer and better brand names. B, better service including free island-wide delivery. C, all major credit and debit cards accepted. It's ABC Electrical Sales. Shop number 8, Hagley Park Plaza, Kingston 10. Open Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Saturday, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. We make your electrical jobs as easy as ABC. Call 754-3825-8 or fax 754-3659. ABC Electrical Sales, for a better choice.
What on, Brit? How you look, sir?
I bought something online and I don't know how it's gonna reach to Jamaica.
Just use Triple E Express now. They must ship anything in a flash. You can use them credit cards and get loyalty points the more you shop.
Loyalty card? Because me ship with them?
Yeah, man, loyalty card. Whether you ship every now and again in a month or multiple times in a week, your loyalty is appreciated and rewarded.
Because me ship with them, yeah, I suffer real, I suffer true, but wait. So